Oh, hello world. I am live. Is there anybody out there? We've got the usual lag. Hey, the old outlaw. Someone is here. Yes, I am live. Hey, Whackman. Jim Hook. G'day. Seems to be working. Obviously, you can hear me. Give me a 5x5 on the audio. I can't test any of the SpaceX audio because it ain't live yet, but I'm pretty sure I haven't goofed it today. Ian Scott Johnson in the house, everyone. Hey, Carlos from Brazil. Berger from Hovland from Norway. Oh, my voice is gone already. Boy, audio is 10 out of 10. It's usually 5x5, isn't it? I did hear once what 5x5 actually meant. Does anyone know what 5x5 meant? Of course, everyone knows. Everyone can Google it, or they can chat GPT it. Hey, Dean. Hey, Jan. V-Long. Very boring name. A little bit low, but audible. People say it's 10 out of 10. Oh, Ian Scott Johnson says audio is low. Okay, yeah, I think you might be right. Check. I've got automatically adjust mic volume on. So, yeah. Check. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah. StreamYard audio kind of sucks. Automatically adjust mic volume. I turn that off. Check. If I turn it up. Check. I'm max volume. Check. That's weird because I'm max volume in. I'm going to go back to automatically adjust. Give me a second. Sorry about this. It's always different every time you bloody well do it. Desktop microphone. Properties. Levels. I'm 92. I'm going to turn it up to 96% in Windows. There you go. I'm 96% now in Windows. Check. And I'm maximum volume in XSplit. So, I don't know. Check. You don't get any better than that. So you're going to have to live with that. All right. Nothing wrong with the audio. Right, so it's people's own speakers that are low. Is that it? It's loud enough. Turn up the volume on the receiver. Better. Yeah, everyone confirms it's low. I don't know why. It's odd. Have StreamYard changed something again? Oh my God. Is it too much to ask? For the millionth time I've asked. StreamYard, add a bloody VU meter. My God. It's not rocket science. Check. Well, I can turn it up to 100%. It's now 100% inside Windows. Check. It's going to be louder. It's going to be louder now, but if it clips, check. Oh yeah, it's going. Nah, I'm not going to set 100%. I think I'm going to come and guts there. 97% inside Windows. Maybe I have a better antenna. Yeah, go and rotate your antenna, Jan. Now it's good. All right, cool bananas. Wait until the SpaceX stream starts, which is in 10 minutes, I think, according to this. It has adjusted to my local time. You can see it there. 10:35 p.m. because that's what it is now, currently 10:25 p.m. here in Sydney, Australia. And my camera keeps moving. It's really annoying because I've got I've got to sit in. I've got my old Canon HFG 30 camera, which I used to shoot all my videos with. Now it's my webcam, and I've got to sit in on my glass speaker stand just above the monitor. And but the HDMI cable has to come out the other side of it. So the HDMI cable has to come out this side, go around, and then fall down the back of the computer. Like I should like try and get like there's nowhere to like cable tie it to or anything. So it's kind of annoying. So it does that. So if you ever see my camera like just slowly move, it's because of freaking the weight of the HDMI out cables dragging it. What's the goal of this mission? What's the goal of this mission? The goal of this mission is exactly the same as the last mission in terms of Starship, except it's going to try and catch it with the Mechazilla arms. It's going to try and actually catch it with these giant Mechazilla arms here. Now, I always thought this was nuts. I thought this is just stupid. And then it dawned on me, they're not catching it. They're not it's like, you know, I thought, oh, these chopsticks will come in and they'll grab the sides of it. That's not how it works. It's basically going to land on it. So if you think, like I thought they'd be moving up and down, I don't think they're going to do that. Or in fact, I don't think the arms are going to move at all. They're just going to, well, maybe they might, maybe you might see them go like that. I don't know. I don't think anyone knows at the moment. I think it's secret squirrel stuff, how it's actually going to happen. But what happens is the booster. They're not going to catch the Starship. Did I say Starship? So yeah, Starship's the same. Starship's going to do its thing. It's not even going to do a full orbit. It's going to do like a ballistic trajectory thing, and it's going to land in the ocean. But it'll do a controlled land like it did last time. Apparently they were within, you know, that they were bang on target. But what they're going to do is they're going to try and the super heavy booster. They're going to try and catch this bastard. They're going to try and catch it on these Mechazilla arms. And the way it works is, I thought they would catch it with the grid. At first I thought, oh, they'd you know, try and catch the sides of it. Then I'm going, they just crush the damn thing, right? And then I thought, oh, they'll do it on the grid fins. They'll catch it with the grid fins. And then I thought, well, are the grid fins going to support all the weight of, because they've got the motor turny things? How are they going to support all that? No, apparently how it works is they've got these little knobbly things sticking out the side of Starship. I don't know how many, maybe 4 of them, because I don't know if you can. I think with the 3 engines they're going to light when they on the super heavy booster. So it's going to actively come down, the super heavy booster, which is just this bottom part. They're going to actively come down like this. And with the 3 engines, they've got the ability to rotate this sucker, which they don't have on the Falcon 9 when it lands with its little landing legs. They don't have the ability to they don't have the ability to do that on the Falcon 9. But on this one, they can physically rotate it like that with the 3 engines. They can gimbal those suckers and it can move around like this apparently. But anyway, it's got these little knobbly things on the outside, which then just, it'll come in, I'm the rocket, I'm coming down, and I've got my little knobbly things sticking out, and the arm, and they're going to hook onto the arms, like that, and yeah, it's basically going to land on these little knobbly things sticking out the side of the booster. Probably can't see it here, and yeah, it could work. Because apparently they were boasting that the previous mission, Flight 4, they were within 5 centimeters or something? No, or they were in half a centimeter. They were within half a centimeter, 5 millimeters, which confused the Yanks. They were within 5 millimeters of its landing when it landed on the ocean last time. So they reckon they've got it bang on. So that's why they're confident to try and land with these Mechazilla arms. So yeah, I'm now thinking. Some people ask me for my prediction. Turtles all the way down. need to have a contactless magnetic toroid system. No, you just have to land on the sucker. You just have to, and they've got these little, I think they're like knobbly balls, and they just like hook into a grid of like that goes all the way along the arms, because, you might be slightly off, but apparently, yeah, and it's just going to sit there, and then they switch the engines off, and, and then they can lower it back down to the ground. So the arms will close around as it hovers. Okay, yes. Yeah, so it's probably going to do that. Otherwise, you've got to like come in from one direction. If the arms are just like that and they're not open, if they're open like that, then you can come in via a wider, because it's going to come in on an angle like this. It's going to go like that, and then probably, well, I don't know, it can probably stay vertical, and then it's going to come in between the two arms. So yeah, if you've got them wide open, that's what she said, then you've got better access. But yeah, then they can close it. I don't know if that's automatic or whether or not someone's in the control tower watching with a pair of binoculars and going, oh, yeah, push the button, yeah, a little joystick. I don't know if it's automatic or manual like that. Do I think it will explode? Okay, so my prediction... I'll hide that comment. My prediction, yes, GPS is accurate to 5 millimeters if you've got sufficiently advanced antenna and systems. You can do it. So yeah, my prediction's the same as last time. In fact, I'm more confident about the booster, because the booster's now worked, what, 2 or 3 times in a row? So I'm confident that this thing's getting off the pad. I'm 95% confident this sucker's getting off the pad with the Super Heavy booster and the Starship, and they've already, in the last mission, was incredibly successful with the hot staging worked, which separates the Starship from the booster, from the Super Heavy booster. That worked last time. So I anticipate all that to work again. I anticipate the Starship to work. Like, it went flawlessly last time. And the Super Heavy booster, you could almost put, I mentioned this last time with the last mission, Flight 4, they're probably at the point where they could actually put payloads on top of the Super Heavy booster and actually, launch them into orbit. They're probably that confident. So I'm very confident that the Super Heavy booster is going to work. Now, it came down and it worked perfectly last time. So if it works perfectly again, it's getting to the tower. And assuming that they haven't goofed up Imperial and Metric or something like that, or there's some other failure. I've heard like there's like a whole extensive suite of built-in self-tests inside this thing. And as it's coming back, as the Super Heavy booster's coming back down, if it doesn't get the okay from all its own internal systems, then it will go into abort mode, which will abort the tower, and it'll go land out in the ocean. It'll do a controlled landing out in the ocean. They've got like a set area where if its own software determines, so you wouldn't want to have a bug in that. Imagine if you had a perfect mission and you screwed up the code for, it was all looking great, and then apparently they can't override it. If the internal systems show a fault, any sort of issue, then it will abort the tower attempt, tower catch attempt, and it will go to the ocean. I don't know how far out, but yeah, it'll do that. So we're almost ready for live action. Do I have to refresh it? What do I have to do? No, sure it'll. Oh, watch. Oh, right. Okay. No, all good. Oh, 10:45. They're delayed 10 minutes already. Oh. Presumably they haven't. Can please somebody keep me updated? If they're going to scrub it, just put scrub in all caps. Scrubbed in all caps if you're watching Twitter or something. Oh. So, hang on. I have no idea who the cutting crew is. Sorry. I don't know my modern music. Cutting crew. Who's cutting crew? So yeah, it's gonna. So yes, as long as it doesn't do the self-abort system, and apparently they have to manually give the go-ahead to go, yep, everything's looking good, the system's looking good, go for the catch attempt. So if it doesn't receive that signal, the manual go for the catch attempt, then the software will automatically abort out to the ocean. But assuming that they go ahead with that, which I reckon I'm going to put 80% likelihood that this thing at least makes it back into the atmosphere, the super heavy booster makes it back into the atmosphere, and actually has a go at the catch attempt. So I'm 70 to 80% confident that's going to happen. Starship, I think, probably will work. It worked last time. I expect it to work again. 80 to 90% confident on Starship doing its thing, but it's just going on a boring trajectory. I don't know if it's doing anything. It is not going to orbit. It's just going on a boring trajectory, and it's going to self-land. It's going to propulsively land. So yeah, I'm pretty confident. I'm actually, I reckon they've got a better than 50-50 chance of this mission working and catching that super heavy booster. If I had to bet money whether or not it's a complete success, I reckon it's better than a coin toss. So yeah, I think they've done enough to prove that it works. And like I said, I thought the catch thing was just like a real, not a stupid idea, but I thought, oh man, there's just so many things that go wrong. But I'm thinking about it, and I'm going, there's probably less to go wrong. As long as you can get it accurate, there's probably less that can go wrong with that, catching it on those arms, than there is for those landing legs to come out and the thing's got to wobble and, you know, land and then like drop the last few meters. Yeah, I think you got more chance of this with the arms than you do of the Falcon 9, like how the Falcon 9 lands with its fold-outy legs. Because the good thing about this is that because they don't have the folding legs anymore, that saves a lot of weight, because they have to be, there's a lot of steel in those. Those things have to be really rigid, right? Those pop-out landing legs, because they don't have those anymore. They have more fuel available for the propulsive landing. And as I said, they're going to have 3 engines gimbaling, turned on, because it's almost going to be empty. So the the super heavy booster is going to weigh almost nothing in terms of rockets, especially compared to when it launched. That they're going to have these 3 propulsive gimbaling engines, and this thing can just hover. It can just move around. And as I said, I think it can even rotate like this, which the Falcon 9 can't do. So, unless they've goosed something, I don't see the engines failing. I think the engines are well proven. They're going to land propulsively, and they're going to have the water deluge system turn back on. I'm not sure why, because you know they're only doing 3 out of the 30 engines to land the thing. So. Oh, it's 300 tons? It's going to weigh 300 tons. Okay. There you go. It's going to weigh 300 tons when it's... Yeah, okay, 300 tons, but that's a lot less than what it's launching with. Isn't it like 1/10 of what it's launching with? Anyway, I'm pretty confident in this. I think it's going to make it to the tower. Whether or not they can actually successfully catch on the tower, I think they're probably accurate enough. They're confident enough to do it. I don't think if they weren't that confident, I don't think they'd be doing it, because the last mission apparently was like bang on to millimeter accuracy, couple of mil, right? It was like it's as accurate as you could possibly want it. So, and the engines are well proven. I think it's going to work. Does anyone disagree? Does anyone think it's going to... It's 90% chance of it coming to gutser. Carnage? Carnage, you reckon? Well, they can afford to well, some one or two of the previous ones, they didn't have a single engine failure on the Super Heavy booster. So, and I don't think they've ever had an engine failure on the Starship. So the engine, like it's like 98% confident that the engines are going to do the business. They really seem to have nailed that. Exploded in millimeter accuracy. "100% chance that something interesting will happen." Yeah, well, I think people might be surprised. I think, yeah. I mean, you know, anything can go wrong, right? But yeah, confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high. 101%. I think we're all hopeful, yeah. Yep. Question is, how did they measure this accuracy in the ocean? Well, they did have a barge nearby, but maybe it was transmitting via the telemetry. So they got the GPS receiver on it. They were transmitting the GPS coordinates by the exact GPS coordinates, so they would know exactly where they are. And they had a telemetry link back, so I presume they're sending the GPS coordinates via the telemetry link, and they knew that they landed bang on, and they knew the rate and the velocity and the angle, and they knew everything because it was all coming back via the telemetry. So yeah, yep, yeah. There's more to it than engines. I know. Thunderbirds, I go. Does everyday astronaut has his own camera? Yes, he does. I think I heard him mention that he does have his own camera set up, but he's not going to be there, I don't think. I think he can't physically be there, but he does have cameras. Why haven't they tried this using small scale first? Is there a point? Really? I think you either go whole hog or you don't. Can I get the SpaceX live stream? Oh, is it going? Do I have to restart it? I thought it had just... Don't tell me I've been sitting here and it started. Nope. Oh, I have to click on it. Oh, sorry, I'm a dumbass. No? Okay. No, we're in X. We're in X. Okay. Sorry. Yeah, no. Yeah, nah. Yeah, nah. Okay. Right. I thought it was going to show up on the webpage. Sorry. Thank you to whoever was that. Yeah, I don't know why they don't just do it on YouTube. I know X does video now, and it's technically a competitor, but Jesus, you know. YouTube just has way better quality. You can stream 4K. You can't stream 4K on bloody X. T-minus 30 minutes according to SpaceX on YouTube. Thank you very much, Ian. All right. Well, they're supposed to start the stream, like I can't click on that, right? I assume it'll just show up, right? So, yeah, all right. On YouTube, it's live. Really? Nah. That's SpaceX on SpaceX don't do. SpaceX don't do YouTube. Are you sure you're watching the right one? No. Nope, you are not watching. SpaceX do not stream. Nope. SpaceX do not stream on YouTube. Last time they streamed was a year ago. YouTube do not stream. Sorry, SpaceX do not stream on YouTube's. Oh, it's a scam, SpaceX. That, yeah, Marcus House posted that. Yeah, don't be fooled. There are scams. There are hijacked channels. And they hijack channels with millions of subscribers. Poor bastards. Yeah, they hijack their channel and then they wait for an event like this and then they stream it as if it's SpaceX. Yeah, they're all fake. There is no official SpaceX. So only follow, you know, Everyday Astronaut, Marcus House, NASA Space Flight. Yeah, they're live. Marcus has been on their live feed sometimes. So, yeah. Yeah, so there's only a few. NASA Space Flight. Yep, there it is. Yeah, I'm staring at the fake one now. Yep, 178,000 people. 178,000 people. Okay, let's go in and have a look. I will show you. This is a scam.
Today that are expended or fall into the ocean after completing their mission. Eventually, we will land and recover Starship boosters and ships as we do today with Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy boosters.
This is a scam. This is not SpaceX.
316 Falcon boosters today.
Even though recovery is not planned, the telemetry and data we receive all the way to the end is what we're looking for.
230,000 subscribers. This is not SpaceX.
For the future.
This is a
scam. In other words, the payload for this mission
channel.
is data. It's also worth mentioning that the hot stage jettison is an
and
off-nominal
look,
procedure
they've even
that
put
we're using
a
as a
timer up
temporary
there
way
with
to reduce the weight
Starship
of the
Flight
vehicle for
5.
its water landing today.
Yeah,
Starship
exactly. Future
Flight
designs
5.
give super heavy boosters a lighter weight integrated hot stage intended for full reusability, which will mitigate the need to jettison the hot stage. Okay, so now that we have a handle on today's flight test, let's check in with Dan. Dan, how's it going?
So, yep, that is
Jesse,
fake.
And welcome everybody back.
That is fake, because you'll notice
to Starbase for yet another Starship launch. I'm coming to you live from the Raptor's Nest behind the Mega Bay. I'm here with our Pad Red team and some of our flight controllers this morning. Everything has been going really smooth. We did have the red team going a little bit earlier to fix a ground side issue, but that was taken care of.
What they've done there is I've done a video on this. They've hijacked somebody's YouTube channel.
We are on track for liftoff at 7:50 a.m. Central Time. That's 12:50 UT.
They've hijacked somebody's YouTube channel and renamed it SpaceX and gone live, and there'll be crypto scams involved very shortly. So, yep. So I won't give them any more. Coverage on there. But yeah, some poor bastard with 230,000 subscribers got their YouTube channel hijacked. Yes, please report them the moment they appear. Please report them. Sun hasn't even risen yet. There you go, Whacked Man. Is it going to be like a dawn launch, is it? Yeah, you can even tell there's no other videos in the list, and they're randomly totally non-SpaceX videos, yeah. Yeah, they wipe all the existing channel videos. You report five channels every Starship launch, Javier. Wow. Wow. Thank you. But that's insane. 5. Wow. Yep. They hijacked Chef Pierre's channel. I don't know Chef Pierre, but last week with over 2 million subs, really. Ooh. Oh, that's gotta hurt. That's gotta hurt. Wow. All of them do eventually get their channel back. I don't think there's one that, like a major channel that hasn't got their channel back, but geez, it really screws you around. Imagine the panic. Imagine being a full time. Well, I can imagine. I haven't had this panic though, but wow, yeah. It's okay. It is pitch black. Yes, they are on Central Time, I think. 36 minutes to launch, everyday astronaut timer. Well, yeah, the SpaceX will start their feed 30 minutes before launch. So, should be coming soon. Yeah, if you watch long enough, a Bitcoin code or some other crypto scam code will appear, yeah. Or an interview with Elon Musk. Actually promoting, some new crypto coin. Yeah, it's almost always a 2-for-1 scam. Yep. Send us, 10 Ethereum and we'll send you back 20 Ethereum. And they have fake websites and everything that show that it's been sent to you, and then you never get it. Yes, thank you, very boring name. My back injury is all good now. It wasn't a back injury, it was a hip injury. It was hip. My hip was totally whacked out of alignment, like that much out of alignment. Threw my hip out of alignment, and that bucked me around for it's probably a month and a half now. Yep, but I am, I'm not saying I'm 100%, probably 95%. There's still the odd, the odd weird thing I can't do. But no, I'm fully back to all my weights and everything. Yep, so I'm all good. I'm all good now. Feeling fantastic, actually. Hoping to do the Raw Challenge coming up soon, end of this month. But yeah, that took a long time. That just took, I was going to physio and, yep. No, but I've been good for a couple of weeks now. I've been really fantastic. No, I actually did it in a boxing class. I didn't have a fall. Old man Dave did not have a fall down the steps and broke his hip. No, didn't happen. But yeah, I was doing this massive uppercut thing, rotational uppercut from behind or whatever on the bag, and well, something went badly out of alignment. I finished the class though. Damn it, finished the class. So yeah, no, it was really bad. I couldn't straighten. I literally could not straighten my back for a good week. Couldn't straighten my back for a week. But it was not my back, it was my hip. It was, the Illis, oh God, I can't remember the muscle, the ilisolis one. There's lots of layered muscles in your hip, actually surrounding your hip bones and that sort of stuff. So I couldn't swing my leg, so I can't swing my leg back and forth like that, stuff like that. It just wouldn't. Yeah. So yeah, something went badly wrong. Apparently, yeah, there's lots of complex muscles inside your hip. Go and look at a chart, and there's multiple layers in there, and they're all, yep, something just got badly out of whack. Yep. Stream's up, okay. Do I have to refresh? Gateway to Mars. There you go. Thank you. Okay, I'll turn on there. Can you hear their one? It's probably a bit loud. How's that? Check. I should be slightly louder than them. Check. How's that? That's pretty good quality. What is streaming in 1080p? Not bad. 52,000 viewers. Yeah, apparently the official feed's only available on X. That's it. Sounds good. Volume is good. Should I put my earbuds in? Is there any feedback? Is there any feedback from the mic? Yes or no on the feedback? It's good? Okay, because I've got it coming through my speakers. I can turn off my speakers and put my earbuds in if I need to. No feedback. Wow. Okay, great. Only negative feedback. All right.
It is 6:54 a.m. in Starbase, Texas. A gorgeous sunrise. And Starship is targeting liftoff in just 30 minutes based on that 18 seconds from now at 7:25 a.m. Central Time. As you can see, it is a beautiful day in South Texas for the
we got the same two chicks we had last time. I believe they were all right, weren't they?
Good morning, Star people. I'm Kate Tice.
And I'm Jesse Anderson, and we are joining you live from SpaceX Hawthorne with a great big crowd here this morning. It's been roughly 4 months since our last Starship flight, and we've got a big morning ahead of us.
They work on the team in some
Flight 5, has a few primary objectives and one big first. We may be attempting to catch the Super Heavy booster. The teams at Starbase have been hard at work around the clock, upgrading hardware across the entire tower, with focus on the chopsticks, the 2 mechanical arms that will reach out and catch the returning booster. We're only going to attempt the catch if everything on the booster and tower checks out after launch, but either way, excitement is definitely guaranteed.
Definitely. Today's Starship features a completely reworked
No, they don't have any plain-looking engineers. No, you've got to have the attractive engineers.
An extra layer of protection for the ship that will protect from any of the missing, that will help protect if there's any missing or damaged tiles. Now, not only did we replace the entire heat shield with our newest generation of stronger tiles for today's flight,
I am allowed to restream.
A handful of aluminum tiles that are there to help the team understand.
I don't believe there's anything against restreaming, as long as I add my own commentary on top.
If you were with us for Flight 4, you'll know how hard those heat shield tiles worked.
Yeah, that was wicked last time.
Did they ever?
That was great.
As you can see there, they worked incredibly hard. This big heat shield rework that we're talking about promises to increase the likelihood of Starship being better protected.
I mentioned that before. If it doesn't check out,
as it heads towards its flip maneuver
past its automatic
for a soft splashdown on target in the
internal checks, it will abort in the ocean. And if it doesn't
we'll have to wait and see. Keep your fingers crossed, but
receive a manual command from the controllers to go for the catch, if it doesn't receive that manual command, it'll automatically abort somewhere in the ocean. It'll do a controlled landing in the ocean somewhere out.
Now, thinking forward to when Starship
so there's 2 fail-safes. It's got to receive a manual command plus its own internal test.
Land humans on the moon again after more than half a century.
The arms are out.
Fly people further into space than ever before. And getting there will require us to rapidly iterate and fly often, which is why we're working so hard to scale operations at Starbase.
Yeah, the faster that we learn now, the faster we can improve and evolve Starship to achieve reliable flights and rapid reusability. We've been designing this vehicle from day one to realize a vision of having an entire city of people on Mars, something we know will take launching millions of pounds of cargo and equipment into space, spread across thousands of flights. This future will require many Starships that can fly again and again, and today's flight is a critical step on that path.
So buckle up your seatbelts because here we go. The moon and Mars are not nearly as far in the future as you may think. In fact, we're planning to send Starships to Mars as soon as 2026.
You might be familiar with the Starlink logo, and there you can see it on your screen. It's an iconic representation of the Mars transfer orbit, also called the Home and Transfer Orbit. This is how fundamental Mars is to SpaceX. This transfer window, or a time when the Earth and Mars are the closest to each other, opens every 26 months and is only open for about 2 to 3 months at a time for a vehicle with Starship's power. And it just so happens that the next Mars transfer window opens in 2 years towards the end of 2026.
Yeah, lining up a launch to Mars is similar to how we launched to the International Space Station, where we time launches to match the station's orbit. If we didn't do this, we'd need more propellant and more time to get there.
Exactly. So the first opportunity that we have to fly Starships to Mars, we plan on doing it. These first flights to Mars will be uncrewed and will test the reliability of landing intact. If those landings go well, the first crewed flights will follow soon after.
So it's safe to say it's all happening. And flights like today's are what's going to get us there. Not only have we made several improvements to the Starship flying today based on what we've learned from our last flight, including extensive upgrades to Starship's hardware and software, we've also made improvements to the launch tower and catch mechanisms.
Elon's more of a dreamer.
If you noticed in some of the live views this morning, our teams have completed stacking the second launch tower, which will be coming online next year. Having 2 operational launch towers paired with
yeah, I can move these picture-in-pictures live. If it covers up instrumentation and stuff, I can move them live.
Just a few miles away from the 2 towers, things are moving really fast at the heart of Starbase. Star Factory is rapidly coming online with production teams already using the space as construction
even if Starship is useless for like going to Mars, even if it's useless, which I think it will be for landing on the moon, like landing humans on the moon, because it's supposed to be the human lander, which I think is a joke.
That's crazy.
It's just a remote possibility of,
so, for example,
you can make it work, but you know, no, you need a proper optimized tool for the job.
So if you're working on Starship and you have a question about
but even if it does that, even if it can't do those things, it still, with the super heavy boosters, it puts massive capability to orbit. It's just phenomenal. It's just phenomenal. And it's already good enough for that. I reckon they could put a payload on top.
Alongside them, so you don't have to wait for a response.
Yeah, exactly.
They can put a
up
payload
there. More efficient and faster to communicate. So not only are we rapidly iterating on these spacecraft themselves, but we're also innovating the way that they're made.
It's almost
yes, my boys are interested. Well, my eldest is interested. We watched some videos before this afternoon. We watched some videos on like the Starship and what it was going to do and stuff like that. And he was very interested, but of course he's not allowed to stay up that late.
Definitely an understatement.
And it's definitely going to be very exciting today. So with that, let's meet today's Starship on the pad.
Yeah, so I'm kind of like more excited for the Super Heavy booster than Starship. Although I think Starship could be very useful for putting habitat on Mars. On the moon. Like they're thinking about just dumping them. Why not just dump them there and tilt them over on their side and use them as habitats?
Will be capable of carrying more than 100 tons to orbit.
It'd be fantastic.
Starship 3 will be able to lift more than 200 tons to orbit. The amount of mass we're able to launch per rocket is crucial to creating a self-sustaining city on Mars.
Oh, now, to get a self-sustaining city, bullshit.
Let's start with the average size human,
absolute
which is about
bullshit.
2 meters high.
Not going to happen.
Towering over our average
to have a self-sustaining city on Mars, you need to terraform the bloody thing.
35 meters.
Oh,
our Falcon 9 rocket, with the payload fairing attached, is double the size of the Millennium Falcon, standing at 70 meters.
Yep.
And nearly twice the size of that is the fully integrated Starship
pretty
at
impressive.
121 meters
Biggest
tall.
rocket ever
made. The
made.
ship itself is about 50 meters tall, and the Super Heavy booster alone stands about 71 meters. And even crazier, eventually the ship and booster will get even taller with future design iterations.
Can't imagine it being taller than that. Starship's first stage has a diameter of roughly 2.5 times that of Falcon 9.
Live shot of those bad boys. Look at them, 33 of them. So they only need 3 of them. I believe it's the center 3 that to land it back on the Mechazilla arms,
which are optimized to operate in the vacuum of space. The ship is designed for vertical takeoff and landing on any hard surface, like the surface of the moon. The ship is also outfitted with 4 flaps to help aerodynamically control the vehicle's attitude during atmospheric
Imagine trying to land Starship vertically on the moon.
To reach full reusability,
ship sorry, it's going to kamikaze. It's going to kamikaze.
Over again. It took the
unbelievable. They need to land it like Thunderbird 1. Right? They need that little front rocket like on Thunderbird 1. To land it horizontally on the moon.
18,000 hexagonal ceramic tiles.
Starship is huge. Imagine if you used all the empty, or a good lot of the empty space in that for habitat. It'd be amazing.
And naturally, the tiles
cover
are
it with
designed
some
for rapid reuse with no
lunar
refurbishment between flights. As we mentioned earlier, today's Starship features a completely reworked heat shield with stronger tiles and a secondary protective layer. This promises to increase our chances of Starship making it through a controlled re-entry and hopefully a little more intact this time around. And in between our first and second stages is our hot stage, which we last saw in action on flights 2, 3, and 4.
That hot staging worked last time?
Let's take a trip back in time and talk about that last flight. On June 6th, Starship successfully lifted off at 7:50 a.m. Central Time from Starbase, Texas.
Nobody serious said it wasn't possible to land boosters.
Major milestones.
In fact, SpaceX weren't the first to land a booster. They were first to do it from orbit.
And completed a full duration ascent burn.
essentially proven tech in terms of, you know, the PID systems and everything else, and the rocket throttling and everything to land.
It toward the splashdown zone, and
so, you know, nobody serious was saying you couldn't land rockets.
We don't have to jettison that adapter in future iterations because it'll be a different design. Now, as you can see here, the booster is returning back to Earth using those hypersonic grid fins to steer it towards a precise landing in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yeah, it's going to come in at an angle like that, apparently. It's going to come into the Mechazilla arms on a slight angle, I believe.
For the first time, and it was so incredible to see that booster coming down.
Yeah, that's the actual landing footage last time. They actually got it from a little buoy or a little boat that was nearby, unmanned boat that was nearby.
And so did we.
They had a camera on it.
Starship's 6th second-stage Raptor engine successfully
and they landed within half a centimeter, 5 millimeters.
Re-enter less than one orbit
they were bang
over
on.
the Indian Ocean.
So, assuming it works exactly the same as last time, which why wouldn't it, right? It worked last time. Then, assuming nothing goes wrong, it should work again. And they should be pretty accurate. They should be able to go for, but they've added all these safeguards in it. And if it doesn't meet the safeguards, then it's not going to, it's going to automatically abort. So there's 2 ways for this thing to automatically abort. So I hope that doesn't happen.
Again, the crowd going
you'll hear a huge crowd would go berserk if they actually announce that they're going for the that they're going for the catch. Because they have to send a manual command from the control center to the super heavy booster to tell it, yep, you are go for
watching the little flap that could the whole way down.
Catch.
Seeing the landing burn and splashdown was an incredible moment for the
Unfortunately, Starship's not going to do anything extra. Starship's going to just go a little loop, and it's just going to land in the ocean.
Is similar to Flight 4. We got a couple new test objectives, including
sure they could have done something. I don't know. Anything?
In about 18 minutes from now, Super Heavy will ignite its 33 Raptor engines and lift off from Starbase. A little more than 2.5 minutes into
you can see the catch points on the previous landing, could you?
From the ship in a hot stage separation. After that separation, the booster will perform a flip maneuver.
No, Thunderfoot wouldn't have said it was impossible.
And about 2 seconds after that burn ends, we'll jettison the booster's
in fact, Thunderfoot's one of the ones that have said it's been done before. It's nothing new.
Attempt a landing. We'll have a
he said that multiple
burn,
times.
But then we'll either return to the tower
or
splashing down in the Gulf of Mexico.
Meanwhile, the ship's engines will remain lit for just under 6 minutes.
Yeah, I want to see if Starship burns again. Yeah, like that was unbelievable last time. That was amazing. But it still landed. Still did the business. Couldn't believe it.
Including
half
a flip maneuver
the
and
bloody
landing burn,
flappy
like
things hanging off.
Flight 4, just before splashing down in the Indian Ocean.
Unbelievable.
And we say attempting because, again, this is just a test and nothing is guaranteed.
Except excitement.
Well, of course there is that. Now, both the booster and ship have to contend with some extreme conditions on re-entry, which is where those heat shield tiles will be put to the test.
For this flight test, we do not expect to recover any hardware from the ship. With the exception of Falcon, this is no different than what happens to most rockets flying today that are expended, meaning that they fall into the ocean after completing their mission. Eventually, we will return and reuse Super Heavy boosters and Starships as we do today with Falcon 9 and Falcon Heavy boosters.
Amazing.
And in fact, we've landed Falcon boosters 352 times to date.
352.
I hear you say that number, and
Falcon
that is
landings.
Wild. I still remember the night.
That's insane.
Or at least most of the night that Falcon Heavy, or excuse me, that Falcon landed for the first time, and it still feels
and
like
what,
yesterday.
most of those are Starlink?
Definitely one of my favorite moments
incredible.
at SpaceX. And returning
Starlink
Super
is
Heavy
now.
promises to be an even more
I'm sorry, like
sight
all of the
and a
critics of
huge moment on the
Starlink
road
have to shut
to
the hell up.
rapid
It's
reusability.
it's massively it's taking off massively. It's going to be worth an absolute fortune. Whether or not it's actually making a decent profit, you know. But still, it's geez.
Similarly,
absolutely
even though
amazing
ship recovery
capability
is not
they've got out
expected,
there
the
now.
telemetry and data we receive all the way to the end is
Look at
what we're
that.
hoping,
Gorgeous shot. There's the
what we're
Mechazilla
looking for,
arms.
and is what will get
Okay,
us
where's
to
the
a
little,
rapidly
can we
reusable
see the
Starship
little
of the
knobbly
future.
points?
Yeah,
Is
exactly.
that
In
it
other
there?
words,
I
just
think
like
they're
previous
those
Starship
pins.
flights,
That
the
little
payload for this mission
pin
is
there,
the data.
that's what's going
All
to
right,
catch
now
on
that
there.
we have a handle on today's flight test, let's check in with Dan, who is right in the middle of the action. He's just
we've
a
seen
few
him before,
kilometers from
Dan.
Starship on the pad. How's it going, Dan?
It's going great, Jesse. Welcome back to Starbase, everybody.
He's,
it's been
he's
far
from
too
Dan
long.
Hoot
Little
from
change of
Com.
scenery
Sorry, you
this
can't
time.
see his
Right
name
behind
down
me
there.
is the Launch Control Center, where our flight controllers are counting down to our liftoff at 7:25 a.m. Central. We are a little bit later in our window.
Does anyone know how long it goes for?
Clear out the range. Have not been tracking any technical issues so far to preclude that launch. So 7:25 a.m. Central, 12:25 UTC is what we're marching down to. As you can see, we're actively
the counter's there, 850,000 views.
And Starship. Liquid methane for your fuel, liquid oxygen for the oxidizer.
That just looks
Prop
gorgeous.
load on
Look
the
at it.
ship started at about T-minus 49 minutes, booster at T-minus 40 minutes.
Looks like,
we're going to keep loading
and
propellants.
it looks
on
like
those
there's hardly
vehicles
any
right down
wind.
to the wire. Ship will close out at about 3 minutes and 20 seconds before T.
The weather looks
and
fantastic.
Just about 30 seconds later.
Look at that.
Now, with our startup sequence, it's going to look very
Okay,
similar
they're still
to what
loading.
you saw on Flight 4. We already tested it with this booster and its static fire. We're going to see the Raptors start to make fire at about T-minus
1% a
3
minute or
seconds,
something?
and then we'll start them up in 3 different
2%
banks.
a minute?
The first inner 13 will fire, and then about a second later, 15 of the outer ring engines, and then about 0.8 of a second after that, those final 5. Another reminder, if we need to
how's their audio level compared to mine? Is it good? Just one final audio check,
like
and then I won't
finish clearing the range,
I won't touch everything.
Technical issues pop up just kind of in the last second. But if there's nothing holding us back, we're going to go right past that and go down to 0. So, I mean, as of right now, we're just under 14 minutes away from liftoff.
Nice audio. Yep, audio. Okay.
Range
good.
is expected to clear. We're just clearing out a few more boats.
Thank you.
And as you can see, the weather is perfect. We had 100% go for launch from the weather officer, so that was
100%.
pretty unprecedented and something we really like to hear. If we're not able to go today, since we are loading prop, it would likely be about 48 hours before our next attempt. But
2 days if
good thing
something
we're gonna launch
happens
today.
and they can't launch.
Really looking forward to being able to turn around and
13
see it
minutes,
this time.
well, should be good to go
Counting
as long
down
as
to
there's no fueling
7:25
problems.
a.m. Central, and I'll see you guys in a couple of minutes. I'll send it back to you in Hawthorne.
Thanks, Dan. Now, one of the most exciting objectives for Flight 5 today is attempting to return the booster to the launch site that you see right there, and it will be caught by the tower. We refer to this simply as booster catch.
Light
As
this
you've heard
candle.
us say, Starship and Super Heavy are designed to be rapidly reused, which is why we've developed a novel way of returning the vehicles that leverages the same hardware we use for stacking ahead of flight.
Right now, when we recover our Falcon boosters,
that's
they
killer.
either return to a separate landing zone on land or to a drone ship
if
in the
they
ocean,
can land it,
both of which require time to transport
in the same
vehicle
spot they
back
launch
to
it
the
from,
launch site. In
with
order
the
for us
same
to
hardware.
achieve truly rapid reusability,
It's incredible.
we need a quicker turnaround. And
if it works,
you can't get much faster than returning the launch vehicle right back to the launch site where it needs to be in order to launch again.
For today's booster catch attempt, while there are thousands of criteria that need to be met, there are 3 primary gates that will be in play.
No, that is the catch one. Okay, right. Yes, that's right. The catch one's different to the launch one, isn't it?
And a healthy tower.
Yes.
And the flight director must issue a manual command, which is
there you go,
informed
manual
by
command.
manual checks from the flight control team. If this command is not sent prior to the completion of the boost back burn, or if automated health checks show unacceptable conditions with Super Heavy or the tower, the booster will default to a trajectory that takes it to a landing
comes
burn
in
and soft splashdown
vertical.
in the Gulf of Mexico.
It's not angled.
Now, thinking to the future when we're operational, after a booster
now
returns
it's
to the launch tower, it will be
that's just
inspected and reloaded with propellants, and then ready to launch another ship to orbit. For today's test, however, we're only going to attempt the catch, like Jesse said, if
they're not actually gripping it. They're just lowering it down.
And
they're actually landing on it.
You know, as soon as we know if it's a go. We're going to be
except in the
listening
bottom.
very keenly
Except
for
they're
that
not doing it on the bottom. They're
Now,
doing it on
as
the top
always,
with
we
little
accept
knobbly
no
things that just
compromises
catch
when it
the
comes to
arms.
the safety of
That
the
just
public
lock
and
into the
our
arms.
team. So to that end, the area all around the pad and the flight path are cleared well in advance.
Exactly. A lot of things have to go right in order to line up the booster catch. So don't
Can you remind me what the fuss is about with Starship? It's just about extra payload as one of my entertainment projects. Well, originally, it's his fantasy about having a sustainable colony on Mars, which is complete bullshit. Yeah, we might get to Mars eventually. There won't be a colony or a sustainable colony there. And then
Now, if we
NASA
make it to a catch
awarded them contract for the sole contract for the human landing system for Artemis to land on the moon with Starship. Try and land that huge thing vertically on the moon. You're going to come a gutter.
For a Falcon 9 land landing in Florida or California.
So yeah, it's not good, but I do believe it can get a lot of payload to the moon. But you need like 10 flights. You need 10 refueling flights to orbit, Earth orbit, to get one Starship to the moon with a couple hundred tons. So, but then if you can do that, if that all works, then yeah, you can get a lot of payload to the moon. It's going to be incredible.
And these
but
are going to provide quite a show because you're going to hear those sonic booms.
Unfortunately, it's not the most efficient system. If you just want to get humans to the moon, Apollo was the most efficient system. It took one rocket, one launch, no extra fuel, and they got 3 humans to the moon. 2 of them land on the surface, and 1 stays in orbit. And they came back all on one trip. It's going to take at least a dozen Starship Heavy booster plus Starship launches to get the fuel up there just for one trip. And then they're not even going to take the humans on Starship. The humans were only supposed to land on the moon from the Lunar Gateway down to, which is in the lunar, huge elliptical orbit thing, and then take them down to the surface. It was supposed to be just the human lander. That's it from
As our
Starship
test flights
Gateway.
Continue, we plan to demonstrate ship-to-ship propellant transfer, which will be important in preparation for
Starship's this oddball jack of all trades. Musk wants it to be a jack of all trades.
SpaceX will perform 1 uncrewed demonstration
flight.
No,
I'm more excited. As I said at the start of the feed, I'm more excited for the Super Heavy booster.
1972.
See, this is bullshit. They're not going to land it like that.
The Moon and Mars, we're gaining tons of knowledge from our human spaceflight missions, including free flyer flights like our recent commercial astronaut mission Polaris Dawn.
Polaris Dawn was the first
I reckon land it like Thunderbird 1, horizontal. The jet comes out the front of it, and just land it like that and turn it into habitat on the moon.
After nearly 5
days, that was an amazing
orbit,
mission. It worked.
The 4-person Polaris Dawn crew safely splashed down on September 15th off the coast of Florida, completing the
highest
first
anyone's ever been
since 1972. The Polaris Dawn crew performed some incredible firsts during their mission. Dragon and the crew reached 1,408.1 kilometers, the highest
Thunderbird. Oh, we got a
ever
Thunderbird 2 fanboy.
Humans have been from our planet since the Apollo program.
The crew also performed the
who here has seen the Thunderbird movie?
Extravehicular activity.
Did you know there is a Thunderbird 6? First person to name me what is Thunderbird 6 wins the internet.
This was an incredible moment.
What is Thunderbird
Jared
6?
And then later Sarah emerged.
Thunderbird 5 is the space station. There is a Thunderbird 6, and it was revealed in the Thunderbirds movie.
They also conducted about 36 research
which I've seen on the big screen, by the way. I have seen,
including NASA,
the Thunderbirds movie.
In addition to all of that, they also
submarine. No, it's not a submarine.
Laser-based communications in space. The data gathered from Polaris Dawn missions is invaluable.
Space station. No, biplane. Sean wins the internet.
Today's flight test of Starship.
Oh no, Owl the Destroyer was first one.
About 7 minutes. Let's check in with
biplane.
Hey, thanks, Kate.
Thunderbird 6 is a biplane.
We're about 7 minutes away from launch. The main thing we are
they recommend the Thunderbird movie. It's pretty good.
We have to make sure boats, airspace, everything is cleared out of the way for our ascent corridor, basically the Gulf of Mexico, where we're launching through before we can actually
really,
launch
David?
So
you're on a Japanese bullet train. Wow. There you go. km an hour.
End up
wow.
At like a T-minus
I've done 430 kilometers an hour in a train. I've taken a maglev at 430 kilometers an hour, the Shanghai maglev.
So we don't have a huge amount of time
it's
today,
insane.
But we do have some margin if we need to work with it to still get off the ground today. For now, though, we're coming up on.
Which one was the mole? The drill that was not. That was a pod. That was a pod. That was not an official Thunderbird.
And again, we're going to be closing out all of the prop load.
Well, it's one of their ones that goes in the
just 30 seconds
pods.
Later for booster.
So, yeah.
One kind of cool thing to talk about. So the folks in launch control behind
because
me,
it's a scam.
Liftoff, they're going to have some pretty special tasks today.
It's a scam, Albie. That is not the official SpaceX channel. That is not the official SpaceX channel. They have hijacked another YouTuber with hundreds of thousands of subscribers. They hijacked their channel, deleted all their videos, renamed it SpaceX, and now they're promoting, live streaming a fake launch with a scam involved. That's why they're doing it.
That's going to be just.
It's a scam.
The roof's going to come off. That's going to be a really exciting moment. So. Otherwise, if we don't go today, as you guys
I have
about,
also seen, speaking of Thunderbirds, if we don't
send the booster back, we'll do a landing burn and a splashdown in the Gulf, and then.
No, I'm not watching fake stream. I'm watching the genuine stream.
More data, learn more lessons
this is on the SpaceX X account.
But, as of right now, we're coming up on 5 minutes. There is a chance that we'll hold or extend into the end of our window, so don't be surprised if that ends up happening. But if
come on, don't do that. I missed where they are on the prop load. I didn't read the figures.
I'll check back in just a moment, but back over to you, Kate and Jesse.
Yes, anyway, I was saying, I have seen the Thunderbird stage show. Has anyone else seen the Thunderbird stage show? I'm talking the probably late 90s?
We're testing hardware
late 90s, perhaps?
We need to know how they perform under the most extreme
conditions. It was great.
Conditions.
Thunderbird stage show. They dressed up as Thunderbirds.
Testing than later on when there's more on the line. And to reiterate,
I don't know if they ever redid it. I don't know who the guys were that did it, but
level of technical risk on our vehicle and pad.
I'm a huge Thunderbirds fanboy.
Possible, we accept no compromises when it comes to the safety of the public or our team. So that is to say, this is only the 5th of many future flight tests of Starship.
Thunderbirds, the musical starring Hugh Jackman. No, I heard there was a Thunderbirds, musical, I think, but it never came to Australia.
Panels on Starship's nose cone. Starlink brings us the epic.
Why do comments look so washed off? Yeah, I'm not sure.
Deliver us the critical flight data
that's just I can make them bigger. If you can't read them, you want me to expand the comments?
Starlink is also enabling life-saving communication here on Earth.
They are. Comments
SpaceX is sending
look better
tens
now.
of thousands of Starlink kits in response to hurricanes Helene and Milton, and providing free service through the end of the year to support recovery efforts. The Starlink team also worked with T-Mobile to activate
There's a DGen Thunderbirds parody.
Basic texting on T-Mobile and emergency alerts for all phones and carriers of those in affected areas. If a phone connects to a Starlink satellite, it will have 1 to 2 bars of signal and show T-Mobile SpaceX in the network name.
Sorry, I didn't know you couldn't read. Can you read the chat now? Can you guys read the chat in the window? Because I can read it.
Starlink is enabling life-saving
but I am not watching my own feed. Well, I kind of am.
To help us push the limits in space.
But I'm
in the short term by providing great views and real-time data on our next few flights, particularly through reentry, which historically is a blackout period for all communications.
The thing is, there's my live chat here pulls in the feeds from YouTube. So you see the little YouTube icon, pulls in the ones from X as well. See? Real guy there, reply guy there is on X. He's commenting on X and it's showing up on my feed, which is really cool because I'm using StreamYard. Pulls in. I'm streaming this on YouTube, X, Facebook, and I think Twitch, all live. So, yep.
10 million pounds of propellant on that vehicle on the pad here at Starbase, getting ready to go. We're going to start clearing out all of the lines that are basically pushing all of that propellant to the vehicles. Those get cleaned out or cleared out on the ground before we lift off. We're doing some final checks on the vehicle, the thrust vector.
So the catch one is different. The catch ones are different.
As well as
tower.
The guidance system doing its final.
Because they don't want to blow up all the tanks and stuff they had there. I don't think.
We are starting to hear that it looks like the range is going to be clear.
Range is clear.
Liftoff time of 7:25 a.m. Central, 12:25
Now
UTC.
look at those bad boys.
So
wow,
that puts us 1 minute 20 seconds away
Woo!
from launch.
Almost a minute.
Still not tracking any technical issues.
As I said, my prediction was confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high. Yeah, if it did exactly the same thing it did last time, they're going to go for catch. Unless there's some technical hitch with the 2 safety systems that they've got. Because it will automatically abort to the ocean if it doesn't receive a manual override, manual go for catch. It will abort. So I hope it doesn't abort prematurely.
Flight directors, go for launch.
Go for launch. Where you going? So yeah, I'm like 80% confident. I'm probably 50-50 that it's going to actually catch it. Well, not catch it. It's landing on it. I'm pretty confident. I'm 80% confident it's going to get back to the tower. Here we go.
T-minus 5, 4, 3, 2,
Water
1.
deluge system. All the engines are lit. All of them are lit. All of them have lit.
We have liftoff.
Whoa! Look at that.
Pitching downrange.
They're still all lit. Yeah, because see, the last couple of missions have been, it's super reliable. As I said, you could put a payload on this sucker. You could put a payload on this thing and get something to orbit. Like, you can get hundreds of tons to orbit. It opens up massive capability. I'm more excited about the Super Heavy booster than Starship. Starship's a jack of all trades, masters of none, which I don't like.
Booster ship, avionics power, phenomenal.
Walk in the park now, says David. What is that noise? Is that the actual...
Max Q.
Have they got mics? Max Q? Have they got mics out there? I love the exposure on the camera. You can see every engine. They've really dialed that in nicely. Oh, focus, you bastard. That's great tracking shot. Great exposure. Look at this. That's terrific.
Our next major milestone coming up, it's going to be hot staging. We're going to see the engines ignite.
Hot staging worked last time.
To push it away from the booster.
All those engines are lit. Man, once again, they've nailed this Super Heavy booster with 33 engines. I was a bit skeptical at first with 33. I thought, oh, geez, you know. Okay, when's the timer for?
All right, so hot staging is going to be the next thing coming up. First, we're going to see the booster's engines start to shut down.
Yeah, it only goes for like 2 or 3 minutes.
We're going to do what's called most engines cut off instead of main engine cut off, because 3 are going to keep going, and then we're going to see the engines on ship ignite.
And they're going to land it with 3 engines out of 33. The 3 center ones, and they're going to gimbal.
The tower team
it's going to hover there next to the tower. It's just going to lower itself gently. Oh man, this is looking sweet. Yeah, I'm really excited about the Super Heavy booster capability. It's incredible. Oh, sorry, you can't see the fin.
You can still see it up behind me. That is one of the most
fin's
gorgeous
moving.
things I've
I'll
ever
just
seen
get
in
the,
my entire life.
There you go.
Coming up on hot staging next.
Ship engine
There's
startup.
most engines cut off.
Stage separation.
Whoa. There you go.
Booster.
The outer ring. Perfect.
Separation confirmed.
Wow. Yep. But like I said, it's not that surprising.
I'm seeing 6 out of 6 Raptors lit. Hopefully I got a booster on the way back to
yeah, they've dialed this in. They've dialed in the reliability of these engines
absolutely incredible.
and relighting them.
I loved how the crowd
chamber pressure is nominal.
Crowd here in
and the deluge system worked.
At that first view of the
I was worried about that.
From the booster.
It worked last time. It's worked this time. Didn't they have one engine failure last time?
First stage currently performing, or excuse me, is now making its way.
Oh, sorry.
To,
I'll get my ugly mug out of the way.
The booster
Get
and
my
the
ugly
tower
mug
both
out of the way.
performing automated checks to make sure we are
So you
go
can
for the
see.
booster to return to the launch pad for that catch. And once those are complete, the flight director.
Boost back burn, shutdown.
I'll get a couple of.
Flight directors go for booster return.
Boost back. Oh, okay. Booster's shut down.
And
Super heavy booster is shut down.
The tower is go for catch. So
wow, look at that.
One of the big criteria
shot.
we're looking for.
I'll keep moving
We'll
these actual. I'll keep moving around the windows if anything
catch has been sent.
Pops up.
Beautiful view here from the ship.
Oh, that's. Oh no,
and
yeah, it's
so
moving. You see the clouds moving up there.
A go for booster catch. That means it's going to be.
Oh
a
yeah,
really
you can see the stream
morning.
change a little bit.
Again, the booster is making
Go for
its
booster
way
catch.
back towards now land in order to make that catch attempt in the
Look at
tower.
Whoa! Ah,
So
wow.
incredible to see these views. You can see the ship on the right-hand side of your screen. All 6 Raptor engines are under full power.
So the one on the bottom right here,
Once again,
that is Starship.
The booster
and
is
this
making
is the
its
super
way
heavy booster you
back
can see
to
there.
The launch site.
There.
We are going to try and catch it using the chopsticks on the launch tower, the exact same tower that it just launched from. Just wow, 5 minutes ago.
My confidence has increased.
Yeah,
Shit, this is going to be awesome. Yeah, I agree, Al.
I can confirm the command was sent for the booster to come back.
That is incredible.
So I'm looking up right now. It's pretty much right overhead.
No, I can make the window smaller if you want.
I can't wait for us to hear the sonic boom through Dan's
it's not
mic.
smaller, it's just up. But there isn't, and if there's anything under my head, I'll move my head.
And so once again, a successful on-time liftoff of Starship Flight 5. The ship,
they've just nailed the reliability of these things is great. That's what SpaceX is known for. It's known for reliability of, well, once they perfect it, which they have. They've perfected the super heavy booster.
We are go for catch.
It's amazing. I'm surprised the military aren't begging them to put up a couple 100-ton satellites yet. Look at that grid fin. Oh, that's just a gorgeous shot. Oh, wow, look at it. Wow.
Booster coming in hot for booster catch.
13 of those Raptor
it's insane. I agree.
Incredible right now.
It's at 4 kilometers, 3 kilometers. It's almost there. They're about to relight this sucker.
On the left hand.
They've relit. They've relit.
Landing burn has been ignited. We're now down to 3 Raptor engines. We can see those chopsticks now.
Oh my God! Look! Look! No way! This looks like the simulator. No, is it going to hit the tower? No! It's going to do it! It's going to do it! It's done it! Shut off the engines! Told ya! I was 80% confident. Yeah,
we have successfully caught
wow!
Super Heavy booster
Wow!
at the launch tower.
What an incredible view!
I'm surprised it happened so quick.
Are you kidding me?
They bloody well landed it. Who cares about Starship now? I don't care. I don't care. Look at it.
But we're losing our stuff up here.
No.
Guys,
I told you. I was confident.
What we just saw, that looked like magic.
Wow, a lot of people are going to have to eat some crow on this one. Look at that view. It was almost like it was a simulated footage.
Folks, this is a day for the engineering history books.
No kidding. Yes, a red letter day in the history of engineering. Absolutely.
This is a live view of the Super Heavy booster, as it has just been successfully caught back at the very same launch tower that it just came from. Dan, I love
They
this.
caught the bastard.
You are reflecting exactly what everybody else here in Hawthorne, except maybe a little bit more because you got to see it with your own eyes.
How was that?
Wow, there's still some little burn off happening there. I'm sure that's normal. And there's hardly any fuel left in it. There's not much weight left in it at all. It did it.
Ships in orbit, but
did someone see it? Did it have 3 engines? Because apparently it was going down to 3. I wasn't. It all happened so quick that I couldn't see it. Or was it was using like 7 at one point.
I mean, it's
checking on ships.
Starship's still going.
Starship nominal orbit insertion.
All right, exciting news there. It's hard to believe that, booster isn't the only excitement that we have today. Just confirmation there. A gorgeous view of planet Earth behind the ship.
The engines switched
and
off.
It's now in the orbit that we expected it to. This is just an incredible day.
We're going ballistic, Mav.
As the booster vents some pressures there.
Wow, look at that view.
That is a live view from the top of the tower looking at the chopsticks.
I am still in disbelief. I'm trying to catch
That's
my tears,
unbelievable.
just like the chopsticks caught the booster.
Well, it's not. I was, like I said, I was 80% confident it was probably going to do that. It was going to make it to the tower. But it made it through because they had all these automated safety cutout things. But it happened way quicker than I thought. Like, all of a sudden, it was at 4 Ks off the surface, then 3, then 2, and boom.
For the next 30 minutes, we'll return back
That's
at T
mad.
plus 40 minutes while the ship continues to coast before re-entry.
I didn't even see the water deluge. I don't recall. I'm going to have to rewatch it.
May actually enable us to talk with the ship through re-entry with no communication
Wow.
blackout. We, of course, are still
Wow,
testing
look at that
Starlink
shot.
during this phase of flight,
That's
so nothing is
gorgeous.
certain. But if we do have views, we'll be sure to bring those
gorgeous.
to you live.
Look at it.
Views or no
Yeah,
views,
it's wet.
We'll see you back here at
Obviously,
T
the
plus
water
40
came out.
minutes for coverage of Starship's re-entry.
No,
test
that's where they
maneuver,
launched from.
landing burn, and
Yes, they caught it on the
splashdown.
same one they launched from. Didn't they? I was wrong about that. I thought they were landing at a different... Is it a different location? Or were they... Anyway, apparently, they are not going to relaunch this. They apparently... they have no... Well, maybe they will now. Just for kicks. Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? But yeah, apparently the original plan before this launch was to not relaunch this booster that just actually returned. But don't be surprised if they change their mind. Thank you, I Love Scotch, for the $5. Thank you very much. Yeah, a lot of people are going to have to swallow their pride on this and go, holy shit, SpaceX know what they're doing. Whether I still think Starship for landing humans on the moon is not good. and I still call Mars colony as bullshit. Absolutely. But I don't care. I'm really excited about this super heavy booster. That's just an unbelievable capability to orbit. I'm surprised if they're not, like, if, you know, the US Department of Defense aren't on the phone right now. We've got this 200-ton satellite we want to put into orbit. Yeah, it's... Because how many times has the Super Heavy booster now successfully launched? What is that, third or fourth time in a row that it's actually gotten off the launch pad? I think they had, like, the first one was like one engine fire, you know, that blew all the concrete and it blew the engines out. But once they fixed that, I think they only had one engine failure out of the 33. But now they've done it like 2 or 3 times and it's perfect, and they caught the bastard. So yeah, so there you go. My spidey sense was correct. I'm going to pat myself on the back there, Barry Horowitz style, if anyone knows the reference. And I called it at like 80% confident that it was going to get back to the tower, and very high probability of catching that. Yep, and it's not a catch. They landed on it. You see it just hover down, and so they've got the precision. They were really confident because they said it was 0.5 centimeter, 5 millimeters out on the last mission, And this one, it looked bang on. At the angle the camera was at, though, it looked like it was going to hit the tower, and I thought for a second, oh no, it's on an angle like this and it's going to hit the tower, but it was just the angle of the camera. So I'd love to see different camera angles of that. I'm sure there'll be compilation videos within a couple of hours. Wow, really pro engineer. By mass, the booster could launch 9 Hubble telescopes. Yeah, that's incredible. That's a great reference there. Wow, yeah, it's an incredible, like, you know, I thought Falcon Heavy was amazing. But no, now they've got this super heavy booster. You know, people can put hundreds of tons to orbit, you know, or even, you know, send them, you know, imagine the probes you could send with, you know, hundreds of tons capability. It's just incredible. Yeah, it's, yeah, a lot of people are going to have to swallow their pride and admit this is amazing stuff. How does anyone have the ETA? Does anyone know how long we have to hang around until Starship re-enters, does its re-entry thing? I think it's a 45-minute for a full orbit, so it's not that. So it's probably only like another 20 minutes, right? Maybe 15 minutes. Would my assumption be correct? Does anyone know? Half hour? Half hour from launch or half hour from now, Whackman? Skylab 2. Yeah, I would love to see. I really want to see some sort of anti-gravity, artificial gravity space station thing. I'd love to see like a demo of that. Now they've got the ability to get so much mass up there. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't want more Starlink. Starlink's great, but yeah. I think we've got enough, haven't we? A space sock flew by. Oh yeah, was there something that went by? I didn't see what that was. No, the flaps I do believe the flaps are not the things that it lands on. It does not land on the flaps. It's got, like, I think these little knobbly things underneath, just underneath the flappy grid fins. So yeah, I think if you see a close-up shot of the tower, you'll see that the grid fins, those movable grid fins, which help it guide it through the atmosphere, they aren't the thing it lands on. It lands on these little hard, knobbly things. So yeah, that's what it does there. From landing. Oh, right. Okay, it's a half hour from landing. Okay, so it's another... Right, yeah. Okay. Yes, because it's not at... Yeah, okay. Cool. So we're half an hour away. So I will stay for the next half hour. It's 11... Mrs. E vlog's already asleep. So I guess it doesn't matter what time I get back. But yeah, a lot of people are going to have to eat it on this one. Wow. Wow. But yep, I called it. I'm going to be bragging about that. I was pretty confident. Like, I originally was not confident about the chopsticky thing because I thought that it wasn't, that it was going to try and like catch it on the cylinder part of the thing, and like how, why, and because I knew the grid fins couldn't take the weight because they're the gimbally things. So I thought, how the hell is it going to do this? But once I changed my mindset to thinking about it landing on, not catching. It's not catching it. It's simply the arms just move in and they're there at the right time. And then as you saw, it just hovered because they got the 3 pivot engines. They can do that, and it simply just dropped. Like it didn't even drop. It just came down gently, like it, centimeters per second or something, and then just lowered itself. Oh look, debris flying off. There we go. And yeah, and once then that changed my thinking on it. It really did. And now I realize that, yeah, that's why I was pretty confident. That assuming it could get to the tower and assuming it was precise enough and nothing went wrong with the gimbally, you know, the stabilization of it, it should be able to land on that tower, on those arms. Now I can just lower it back down. So can somebody confirm that it looked like it landed on exactly the same thing it launched from, right? Is that correct? Oh, really? Really, Lithium? That the rocket shook your house? You're nearby. Oh, that's awesome. I'd kill to see a rocket launch, let alone a Starship launch or a super heavy launch. Oh, I've got to catch up. Yeah, sorry. Thank you, Pro Engineer. Thank you. Chat on the video feed isn't updating. Yeah. I wish bloody StreamYard had like an auto timeout thing, so it would, like, when you have idiots like me get actually distracted talking and it's not yeah, and it doesn't, and I don't realize that I'm not caught up because it's not obvious really, just by glancing at the screen it's not obvious that the chat's updating. Yeah, yes, it landed. Thank you. Yeah, everyone's confirming. Yeah, same tower. Yeah. I don't know why I got the idea it was going to land on a different tower. I thought I heard that somewhere. Because they didn't want to risk the landing facility, the launch facility going up in magic smoke. But it was never going to do that much damage because there was hardly any fuel in it. Even if it like crashed and smashed into the tower, or yeah, the tower might be wrecked, but maybe the facilities nearby and nearby maybe not. But those tanks were pretty close. All those like cryo tanks or whatever they were very close. But yeah, there's not much fuel left in it. So that does minimize the boom ski aspect. So yeah, there's all little debris flying off everywhere. It's just floating off into space there. It's great. Yeah, but it was perfect. Like, it was as if they've done it 100 times. Perfect. It was just wow. Just wow. So, right. So, as I said before, I believe the original plan just before this mission was not to relaunch this rocket, or not to relaunch this booster. I'm not sure why that was the plan. I'm not sure if it's not just simply not capable of being refueled again and going up. But I assume it is, but they, for some reason, didn't want to relaunching it. But I think after this success, I think the pressure's on to refuel that sucker, and even if it fails, right? But the fact that it landed and they can refuel it and at least get it back off the pad again, I'd even if it's got no Starship on top, just launch some bloody super heavy booster and try and catch it again. I just keep doing that 5 times. Screw Starship. Just send the super heavy booster up and then just send it back down. Like, do that 10 times in a row and see how long that booster lasts. Who's with me on that? That'd be great. That would be awesome. But I don't know. Does anyone know? Does anyone know if this booster that they just caught is technically capable of being relaunched? I haven't seen enough info to, but I did hear from, I can't remember what source they said, they can have a GoFundMe for the fuel. My guess is that they know they needed this one to make it work, so they made changes that make it not reusable. Okay, on Dono. Thank you. Yeah, right. That'd be a shame because, wow, I'd love to just like do your system checks on this and refuel that sucker, and even if it fails, you'll still learn a lot. It is capable, said Whackman. But new upgraded ones are sitting there waiting to be tested launched. Yeah, but this one they can just refuel it tomorrow and launch the bastard. I want to see it. Just go again. It's not pointy enough. Yes, they need to make it pointier. Right, yeah, I think so, but they want to take it apart to inspect. They also iterate so fast that this design is probably outdated. Yeah, it could be. That could be the reason why. Yeah. But, oh man, I'd just love to see it though. I'd like it to be really gutsy just to do it. I don't care if it's outdated. I'd love to see it. But yeah, they've probably got like another 2 or 3, like ready to go. Like it's nuts. Is the fake stream still going, is it? Don't turn it on, take it apart, you think. Yeah, they probably want to take the engines apart. And, yep. Because this is the first time they've got them back, right? This is the so they'll probably want to inspect them. I think you're right. I think you're right. It's probably more valuable to take them off and then you can inspect the engines, because this is the first time they've got a working booster back with 33 engines. Imagine if you took apart 33 engines. Imagine the data points you could get on 33 engines. Yeah, I think, yeah, okay. Yeah, it's probably okay. As much as I want to see it be refueled and relaunched, the odds of it not coming back are much higher. Yeah, I think they're probably going to want to take apart the engines and other fuel systems and whatnot, control systems or whatnot. I don't know. There were hundreds of scam channels. You reported a bunch. Wow, some stayed up. Wow. Yeah, keep on reporting them, please. But yeah, YouTube really need to get on top of this. Can't be. Surely they can automate. Look at all the shit flying off. Stuff just keeps flying off the Starship. By the way, I just released an interesting amp hour. I'm talking with a satellite about satellite design. So if you want to listen to a 1-hour podcast, me talking to a satellite designer, Dan, then check it out. theamphour.com. I'm sure there's an accuracy metric, William. I'm sure there's an accuracy metric, how good the catch was. Well, it was good enough to catch it. But once again, it's not a catch. It's you're landing on it. You just land, instead of landing on the ground, you're landing on 2 thin arms. Which is more stable, by the way. You've got, as long as you can get the precision, because that's what I said at the start before it launched, as long as they could get the precision and get it through the arms and get the locational accuracy, the odds of it being able to catch or land on the 2 arms was, nothing's ever guaranteed, but it was very high confidence that it was going to do that. Yeah, they had no engine failures whatsoever, and it's just now imagine if Starship works perfectly. Imagine, we're going to find out in 15 minutes. Because it almost burned up last time, but even half burned up with its wing just flapping around in the breeze, it still made it back and landed with precision accuracy, apparently. Incredible. Yes, software engineers will rule the world. I think a lot of, probably a lot of praise should go to the simulation people, because I've heard SpaceX have brilliant simulation people, and all this stuff they simulate, and they simulate it so well. It's because that video looked like a simulation. That in the video we just saw, it just looked like it was a simulated model, and they're just so good at simulating, apparently, that yeah, it's amazing. Yeah, I think they really goofed up the first Super Heavy launch with no fire pit, you know, to divert away the fire, and it just blew up all the concrete for kilometres and crushed cars and did whatever. And that was a huge mistake. That was just dumb. I don't know why they did that, because that sort of gave the Super Heavy, you know, it gave all the TDS sufferers, sorry, not TDS, EDS, Elon Derangement Syndrome sufferers, just so much fuel, pun intended, I'm here all week, for, yeah, just to bag SpaceX. You can hate Elon all you want. You've got to take your hat off to SpaceX. It's just incredible. It's just incredible. And I'm no fan, like I'm a SpaceX fanboy, but I'm not necessarily an Elon. You know, I'm not a Elon worshipper. And I'm happy to call him out, like on the Mars colony, sustainable Mars colony bullshit, which they were still rattling off at the start of this. Like, no, that's not going to happen. But I am very excited by the Super Heavy launcher. It needs a better name. Can they come up with a name for the Super Heavy launcher? Please. Do a replay. Can I replay it? Oh yeah, I can go back, can't I? Yeah, I can go back. Let's go back. No, I can't. Does it not go back? I'm trying. Does X not allow you to go back and replay live? No, it doesn't. Oh, that's a bummer. Yeah. I think after this I might do a quick edit, like I did last time. I do a quick edit of just the launch and my reaction to it landing and stuff. I did that last time. I think I'll do that before I go home. But I've got to wait for bloody Starship to come back through. No DVR functionality on live on X. Yeah. Need to record it with OBS. Well, no, I've already got the recording. I'm recording on StreamYard, and which also records locally as well as a backup. In fact, I better just check something here. Better check that my C drive's not running out of space. I have limited. No, maybe I've set up the path to my D drive. I've still got 16 gig left on my C drive. Cut to 5. Living dangerously. On Dono, no, the Super Heavy is different to the Falcon 9, because the Falcon 9 does not have the ability to, it doesn't have the same gimbally engines. It doesn't have the same hover capability. The Falcon 9 can't hover. The Falcon 9 just comes down, so it can guide itself to the location, but it can't just stand there and hover like the Super Heavy booster. And Super Heavy booster can even go back up if it's got, you know, if it's got enough fuel in reserve. The Super Heavy booster can hover, it can rotate, and yeah, whereas Falcon can't do that. Falcon is basically just trying to like time it perfectly, and that's why you see that bounce at the end when the Falcon 9 lands. It's like bouncing because it's got to like drop the last meter or whatever. They've got to shut off the engines and it just like drops, because it doesn't really have the fine hover capability that the Super Heavy booster has. That's what I believe how it works. Yeah, there was no deorbit burn, Rassembot. There was no deorbit burn at all. Nah. That's the thing. Yes, the Falcon 9 does a deorbit burn. Super Heavy does not do a deorbit burn. Its stainless steel construction makes the flux dispersal possible. And yeah, it just comes back through. It just goes up and comes back through the atmosphere. No deorbit burn. It only relit those engines at 4 kilometers height. Only relit them at 4Ks, and then that's why I was a bit shocked. Like I thought. Like, it all happened so fast. Before I knew it was 4Ks, 3Ks, 2Ks, and I was all like, whoa, what's happening? It was nuts. Kyle, I hope you're joking because you got scammed. If you sent if you sent Bitcoin to anyone, you got scammed, dude. Is someone spamming? Who's spamming the comments? Oh, you're kidding, Kyle. Good. My sarcasm detector was turned off. I wasn't sure. No, I doubt any of my viewers are dumb enough to fall for the Bitcoin scam. You can't see any spam, Carthor. Okay. You sure Thunderfoot is waiting hoping for something to go wrong? Yeah, well, Phil's going to have to admit that this was pretty amazing. But then again, Starship could come a gutser, but Starship's secondary. So excited about that. But then again, Starship, they are relying on Starship for Artemis, but so many things wrong with Artemis that maybe Starship's the least of their worries. Yeah. It's now in low Leo orbit. Is it going to orbit? I thought it wasn't going to orbit. I thought it was going to do the ballistic trajectory and come back down. Oh, I assume Phil is also live streaming this, is he? Oh, look at all that stuff. Oh, look at this. It's all just floating off. What is that? Is that like is that residual ice or whatever from the? It kind of looks like reflective mylar type stuff, you know. And what is that on the edge, edge of the fin there? That white. What's going on there? Are they coming back down? Well, they're going 26,000 kilometers an hour. They're at 176 kilometers. 175. They're coming back down. What, they're probably 10 minutes away? No, someone said 30 minutes from like 10 minutes out, so maybe 5 minutes away. 174. Okay. Coming down. Yes, I agree that Musk needs critics, and I am critical of anything stupid that he says or does. But there's a difference between being critical and having Elon derangement syndrome. There's so many people out there with Elon derangement syndrome. Yeah, I agree. Terry, we really need to start cleaning up the, yeah, there's so much crap up there. It's incredible. Oh. Oh. Is Starship re-entering and doing a soft touchdown off the coast of Australia for recovery? It is doing exactly the same as before, I do believe. Exactly the same. It's going to soft land on the water. So yeah. Yep. Did you see those amazing shots of them being pulled out? Or was that the booster? Was that amazing? Like it looked like a sea monster they were pulling out of the ocean. The photo was amazing. 12 minutes, Jerry says. Okay, thank you. Makes Blue Origin. Oh, That reminds me, isn't Blue Origin supposed to be launching at almost the same time as this? Can someone find out if when the Blue Origin, they were supposed to be doing their test flight? I believe it was like almost the same time. It's like actually today or tomorrow or something. Can somebody check on Blue Origin? Because they were supposed to launch. They were supposed to do their test flight. I have a lot of confidence for Blue Origin. I know they've never gotten anything up to orbit, but I really like... Turn the music down. Okay, sorry. Yeah, I'm probably going to get demonetized. Yep. Yeah, I'm really excited for the Blue Origin. I think it's going to be an amazing rocket. I think they're taking a lot of care, and I'm very confident that it's going to do very confident it's going to work first go. In 20 minutes, they go live in 20 minutes. Oh, geez, I can't hang around for the Blue Origin flight. I won't be able to stream that. Stream hasn't started yet. Oh, God. Really? T-minus 25 minutes for Blue Origin. Oh, really? Like, no, I can't. Oh. Should I keep streaming the Blue Origin launch? Who wants me to keep streaming for the Blue Origin launch? Yes or no? We'll switch over to the Blue Origin launch. Yes or no? Or do you want me to go home? It is midnight here. Yes. I have to. Yes. Yes, please, Drew. Yeah. Bloody hell. You all want me to stay. All right. Why'd I even bother asking? Yeah, I know. Stupid me. Coffee. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink alcohol, coffee, or tea. I am a social outcast. Welcome back.
Fifth flight test. It has been an exciting day so far.
Go for BO. That's BO. Oh, go for Blue Origin. Thank you,
from
Andrew.
Starbase at 7:25 a.m. Central Time. The Super Heavy booster and ship had a successful separation as well as a good boost back burn and good separation of the hot stage adapter. The Super Heavy booster then completed the landing burn with 13 Raptor engines
Boeing's not a joke.
Slowing down the vehicle
Boeing's not. Oh, sorry,
Mechazilla to catch the Super Heavy booster for the first ever
too late.
land recovery of the vehicle.
They put the shirt on. Blue Origin is not a joke, is what I meant to.
We're not done yet.
So.
We still have, in about 48 minutes, the ship will re-enter.
Oh, God, 48 minutes?
All the flaps that will today, not that could. The ship will re-enter the Earth's atmosphere.
48 minutes from now?
Reminder, one of the main goals of today's test flight is for the ship to make it through the extreme heat of
or do they mean in another 7
to
minutes?
do so in a controlled manner. We learned a
What
lot
does she
about
mean?
this phase during flight
Is she
4,
serious
and
about another
as a
40
result,
minutes?
Completely reworked the heat shield, but more on all that in just
They
a
completely
minute.
reworked the
Now,
heat shield,
re-entry
yeah.
is typically a portion of flight where we don't have communications with the spacecraft because re-entering...
Not 48
It'll
minutes.
be re-entering at
7
about,
minutes, Whackman says.
8 meters
Whackman's usually spot on.
8 kilometers per second, or about 5 miles per second.
Another 7 minutes. Good.
Velocity. Now, those speeds, the spacecraft moving through the atmosphere results in friction.
I better
creates a
rethink that coffee
plasma field
strategy.
around the vehicle. We saw this
I don't need it. I
in
work on
action
enthusiasm.
Flight 4, thanks to
So
Starlink,
where
and
is the
wow,
Blue
it
Origin?
was
Where is Blue Origin
breathtaking. That
streaming?
the blanket of plasma
Are they
ends up
on the
distorting
YouTubes?
communication frequencies. So
Are
it's
they
not
on YouTube?
uncommon to experience brief blackouts in communication, but hopefully that's not the case today.
Yeah, descending too quickly. 7 minutes sounds right. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
And Kate, that's where Starlink has just kind of been just the unsung hero and the MVP.
Blue Origin
this
is on
test
YouTube. Okay,
campaign.
let me.
I mean, it's able to give us
wow.
data, not just.
That's amazing.
also
I don't
video,
have a
but
single
also
YouTube
data
tab open.
in real time as we're going
It's
through
rare.
re-entry. I mean, this is something that throughout the history of spaceflight just hasn't been possible. And this is an environment that is so unforgiving, so hard to model, so hard to understand.
The launch
and
pad.
for the first time ever, we're able to literally watch as it unfolds in real time. Get that
scheduled for 12:21 a.m.
We're able to do that with Starlink, and it's great for us because we get to see something. We get to see
October
the greatest
14th
show on the planet.
12:21 a.m.
But what it means for this program, we're able
12
to
minutes.
learn tremendous amounts about our heat shield, our angle of attack, everything that we're doing as we're coming in through the atmosphere at hypersonic speeds. And it's you
we'll be
can't
ready to
just
go
thank it
on.
enough. And also special shout out, you're going to see some additional flap camera views. We've got
additional
really
camera views.
Team of avionics, cameras, electronics, software people who made all that possible. And so hopefully they're going to give us an even better show on the way in today as we're coming in at about 5 times the speed of sound.
Ooh. What landmass are they flying over there? Does anyone know?
Those flaps, Dan, that you see there, that's what's helping.
Starship is in a good attitude for entry, approaching the entry interface.
Approaching the entry interface.
Some good call-outs there, preparing for re-entry for
Close
Starship.
the pod bay doors, Hal.
And again, that's what...
cameras on every wing this flight.
Flaps on the vehicle. And if you've been watching us for the last few minutes, you could see that the flaps were rotating around and helping orient the vehicle.
So
as it
everyone, give your predictions for Starship.
Yeah, exactly. Re-entry will be enabled
I say
by
that Starship works perfectly and does a perfect control burn into the ocean just like it did last time. Except it caught on fire last time, but still did it. So if you can do it when it catches on fire, I'm confident that they've solved the problem.
You know,
might still have the odd issue, but I reckon that I don't think we'll see the flamies we saw before, or if we do, it'll be very minimal. And I reckon it'll do a perfect control landing on the water.
Between the flights. And fun fact that I think is just incredible in terms of
I am 90% confident.
But the heat shield alone
90% confident it'll have a perfect landing.
10.5 tons, which is crazy because these things are really lightweight. They're made out of ceramic. We have a couple of them here. The one that I'm holding is used on flat surfaces.
No holes burnt in the wings.
Let's see if we go that way. Because as it's flat, the one that Jesse has is kind of more what you see there on the side.
It will end up on land or in the sea.
Having these different shapes, the flat version and the curved
Somersault plus fire, says Maddie.
A lot more of the surface area of the vehicle.
Same splash, less burn through on flaps. Yep, that's exactly what I think.
Even those curved
descending a kilometer every 5 seconds.
Area, if you watch Flight 4, is really what we want to make sure that we protect. And yeah, Kate, these are very, very
90% for landing, says Christian. 50% for getting there without major damage.
10.5 tons, which is incredible. Now we did mention.
Oh, yeah, plasma. Oh yeah, look, yeah, we're getting plasma. Yep, it's that 100-kilometer Kármán line thing.
We can start to see that plasma now starting to build up on the side. It's not quite full plasma yet, but we are starting to see that color indicate that the heat is
West
building
Australians
up
should
on
look
the
to the
heat
west.
Yeah, this is such a
They'll
cool
be able to
sight
see it, will they?
You really never really
Is it that actual? Is it that close to the coast?
Before Flight 4.
Yeah, and as Kate mentioned, it's getting a little more red, as you can see there on your screen. That means that heat is building up.
Yep,
but
it's still got the telemetry carry.
Are there for us to protect.
Has it actually glitched?
Plasma and this really, really extreme heat that the vehicle is going to see for about the next 10 more minutes.
Yes, Starlink's amazing.
Yeah, so,
they got the Starlink antennas on it.
Attempt to light the 3 center
transmitting via Starlink.
And those are the engines that can gimbal or
seriously, you got to take it.
They do that
if you're
to help
like
the ship.
If you're giving SpaceX shit, you're just.
So that it can land
I don't know what's wrong with
the
people who give SpaceX shit.
After we get through
just because you hate Elon.
Period.
Okay, you can hate Elon all you like. SpaceX is doing the business.
The flaps
incredible.
Actuate a little bit here.
Have almost no space industry if it wasn't for SpaceX.
During re-entry, that was one of the main learning points from Flight 3 was the roll control.
Wow, look at that's
quite
beautiful.
As well as
There's no glitches. I don't see any dropouts.
So we
I assume it's full HD or 720p or something. Looks great.
As well today, as that was a Flight 3 learning that worked better on Flight 4 and still enabling that same design today.
Yeah.
Starship has passed through 85 kilometers altitude. Flaps now have control of the vehicle.
Great call out, as Kate mentioned, the flaps are controlling the attitude of the vehicle. And I love these views because
little Ernie Bernie on the side of the flap there.
Everything is relative, right? So relative to this camera on the ship, it looks so calm and smooth, but the vehicle is traveling extremely fast. You can see the speed on the bottom right-hand corner of your screen. Starship is designed to land on Mars where there are no runways or other humans to help out. So
Stop
we
talking
also
about
want
Mars.
rapid reusability. So we're
Get to the
doing
goddamn moon
landing
first.
instead of
I want my
more
moon
traditional
base.
means like parachutes. And so we will use the
Nazis
engines
are already
on
up there.
this vehicle to help slow the vehicle
On the
down
backside?
for a vertical landing.
Yeah.
If anyone
Now,
gets the reference.
Entry is going to basically happen in 5 phases.
If
The
you
first
don't
is
get the
low
reference,
drag.
I'm very
That lasts
disappointed in
for
you.
About 3 minutes. Next is high heating, and that beginning when heating increases.
Whoa, what was that?
Above
Big green flash
heat
just
rate
went by.
breakup limit.
aliens.
That lasts for about 10 minutes. We then have high dynamic pressure.
Is anyone
Starship
else
will continue to
disappointed
slow
with
down and
I used to,
experience
well, I
increased
still like
aerodynamic
angry
loads during
astronauts.
that phase.
There's the green flash
and that
again.
will happen
I like
before reaching Mach 1.
angry
About a minute
astronauts
after.
videos, but he's gone on this.
Heating phase of entry
Every
remains
second
on a
video
nominal
now seems to be
trajectory.
an alien video.
Okay, so
Seems
that
to be
was
obsessed
phase
with bloody
2
aliens.
that he just called out that I was mentioning.
Keep it
After
up.
peak heating is that dynamic pressure around Mach 1, and that will
But, okay, it's his
last
hobby,
about
fair
a minute
enough.
after leaving the hypersonic area, and then we go into subsonic, and then, of course,
Knock
landing
yourself
burn.
out, I guess.
Wow,
It's
what
just,
an
you know.
incredible view.
But then again, it's
The
easy to
colors are
avoid
so
any
amazing,
alien
and
videos. It's in the title.
colors actually also
So,
tell
you know,
a
you
little
just
bit
don't
about
bother
the
watching them.
temperature that the vehicle is seeing as well.
But
So
I
think
know
that's
there's
pretty cool
a,
that we get
oh,
this
look at the
amazing
green.
live visual.
Nice shot.
Speaking of
But
live visual,
I do know he has a
the
lot of
flap,
viewers that like the
we
alien stuff,
have
so
more views,
fair enough.
More cameras on board Starship, as Dan mentioned a few minutes ago. We are hoping that all 4 flaps will stay more intact than they did last time. We did make some changes to the design in order to help enable
And
it.
does anyone remember the height that it started to burn last time? Does anyone remember off the top of their head?
Great news there that Starship is continuing along the path that we intended it to fly. You can keep track with how fast it's going and how high it is above Earth using the
I don't know what
display that is there
resolution
on
I've
the
got.
bottom
I'm
right-hand
not going to
side of your
upset the apple
screen.
cart. I'm not going to go playing with stuff here. Oh, well, okay.
This
No,
is where
sorry,
we're
I
really
can.
gonna see
Yes,
a lot
yes,
of
I
those
do have.
improvements
Yes, it is
from
streaming
Flight
in
4 really come
1080p.
into action. You guys kind of talked
It is
about
streaming
so it's called the
1080p,
static
so there you
arrow.
go.
Those are kind of the poke out points on the flaps. Those get exposed to some pretty extreme heat environments. And so
Yeah,
we
that
added
flap
some
looks different the last time, doesn't it?
additional,
Or is
basically
that my
made
imagination,
it
the
a lot
backside of
more
that flap?
robust for the thermal protection there. And we learned not just from visuals and stuff like that. We had those missing tile tests on Flight 4 where we intentionally left some out, kept in
Get
some
rid of the stuff on the
backup
right.
layers. They're called ablatives,
What stuff
which
on the
means
right?
they just
You mean the chat
gradually
window?
melt away to
No, I'm
help
going to leave the
dissipate
chat window
heat.
there.
And we've got
You mean something
an
else?
entire layer of ablative underneath the tiles on this
36
Starship
kilometers,
today. So
Sam, you
even
think?
if you get a gap in a tile or a tile
Around 60,
broken,
says
anything
Tuto.
like that, we've got essentially backup options. And what
Started
we're
seeing
really
burn
trying
through
to do
around
today
16,000 kilometers an hour at
is
57
do
kilometers,
an
says Pro
on-target
Engineer.
landing. As
There
we
you go.
lost
Okay.
the flaps, you lose a lot of
So
your
57
control, and we
Ks,
didn't
so
land right on target last
haven't got
flight.
too far to go.
This
I
time
need like a
we're
minute
trying to really nail
to
the
go
target,
before
within
we
just
hit the same
tens of
altitude as
meters.
before.
And that'll just be a really huge step on feeling like we're closer to bringing a
I
ship
think they're going
back.
to nail this
Obviously,
pretty confident.
there's a lot of work before we get there, but
because
we just caught a
the last one
booster.
made it. They know exactly what
We're
went
gonna
wrong.
start
They
looking
know
real
how to
soon
add
at
the
when
extra
we can
protection,
catch a ship.
I think.
So the
But,
view
you know,
on your
there's still
left is
a chance
as a
that-
helicopter passes by Dan, bound at Starbase. The view on your left is a
That there
camera
could
that's
still be
positioned near
some,
the
you know, they
nose
overlook
of
something.
of the ship, looking basically
There's my
down
yawn, it is
toward
past
the flap.
midnight.
The view on the right is looking perpendicular to the flap, so we're looking basically bird's eye view onto the flap.
Or is that
on
the extra?
left-hand
No,
side,
that might be
and
the new
then a
angle that we
worm's
didn't
eye
have last
view,
time.
from the
Because
side
it kind
with
of
that
it
view
looks
on the
different
right.
from memory.
yeah, sorry about that, guys. Maverick just buzzed the tower. he might be coming back. So
Now, these
make the chat window bigger and move it to the center.
It's incredible that we have this high definition capability. In fact, that view on the left.
Starship is now halfway through the peak heating phase of entry, remains on a good trajectory.
Yep.
So great news there, hearing that we're about halfway through the peak heating
There isn't
phase,
really
like
anything
I said,
under my head, by the way.
Earlier, this lasts roughly 10-ish
really
minutes. And we did hear earlier that the flaps have control of the vehicle, so also good news there. You know, it is incredible that we've basically had views the entire time.
Right.
Yeah, it hasn't glitched, has it?
My memory did black out a little bit after booster catch, so I think we had views.
Oh yeah, I can put myself bottom left now, can't I? Because the
yep. Of planet Earth behind the ship as it was in its orbit.
Yeah.
Thing is Gonski.
I also do want to point out on your right-hand screen, we've got a more encompassed view of the flap. As we watched in
There's no data.
There's
not going to be any data on the bottom left.
Area where we got a little bit of that burn through. This view, this new camera view on the ship, will help us be able to visually see more of what's happening in that area. And again, we have improved our heating tiles, and so hopefully we've protected the hinge a lot better this time.
Chill has started.
But again, these views are
there's still 67
to the data that we get on these flight tests
67
that help
before?
enable us kind of put the
66.
data that we get in the computer to the visuals that we see and try and align those and use that for improvements in the future.
Now, we heard a call out there saying that engine chill has begun. This is an indication that we are starting to flow a little bit of the super cold liquid oxygen through the hardware, through the Raptor engine, specifically the turbo pumps, to help ensure that the hardware is at the right temperature before we give a full push, a full flow of propellant at engines.
Oh.
So all of that to say, we are getting closer to the landing burn.
We definitely are. And again, if you look at the bottom right hand of your screen, you can see the altitude that the ship is, and it has been slowly making its way closer.
Blue Origin's pretty close to
at about 63
going live, aren't they?
Planet Earth.
12:22. Yeah, Blue Origin will be going live in a couple of minutes.
Lower and lower as we get closer and continue through this reentry.
This is nuts.
This is going to go on for a little, actually a while longer. We have about 10 minutes or so, roughly, before we execute the landing, the ignition for the landing burn.
10 minutes before the landing burn, crikey.
So we're making a controlled reentry. This is one of the primary objectives for Starship today, is to demonstrate another controlled reentry, even more controlled than what we saw on Flight 4. And so far, that is looking good.
Yeah, but that's all they're doing, so it's not.
And then as we start to really get lower,
so this is like just the same as before.
Atmosphere's effects start to take place, and that's when we'll be dropping our speed down closer to the speed of sound. You'll see the flaps start to maneuver.
59.
We were able to do a landing burn on
This
Flight
is apparently
4,
where the flaps started to Ernie Bernie last time.
It was pretty incredible after seeing the flaps survive through. And we're going to try and do another one.
Do another picture-in-picture with what?
We tweaked it a little bit, so we're going to try and
Why would I do another picture-in-picture for what? Oh, for the, for the Blue Origin. Yes, I could.
Hit the water and fall over.
I could do a Blue Origin picture-in-picture if I had to,
keep the ship intact, and then if we're able to...
It's not live just yet, but yes, I can.
Video of it. Again, that's just more data, and everything we can see, everything we can get extra, like a couple extra seconds or minutes of data coming from the ship.
I've got 893 people watching on YouTube.
Approaching maximum entry dynamic
wow.
pressure.
Thank you very much.
All right, we're through peak heating. Coming up is...
And 1,600, 917 on YouTube. 8 on Facebook, 7 on Twitch. I don't want my Twitch viewers.
We're still moving really fast, and the atmosphere is just dense enough that we're
feeling, X gives you fake view counts because it just keeps accumulating. Oh.
Looks like we got more views of each.
Wow, look at all those views.
On the ship as it's making its way back.
Wow, they weren't kidding. But they had more cameras this time. This is nuts.
And we did pass through peak heating and still got really good views throughout that whole period. Typically during the highest heat on the vehicle, we tend to build up a lot of plasma, and that's typically when we would lose connection or views of the vehicle. But again, with Starlink, we were able to get some live views throughout that entire process there.
And we're coming up. We'll start hearing a couple more milestones in about 4 minutes or so when we start getting down to like the transonic, the subsonic, when we're starting to move closer to and beneath the speed of sound. And I mean, we're getting live views.
Color is different based on
data.
temperature,
We've got
yes.
a couple additional tests on this
well,
one
hey,
today,
extra flamies.
We left off some missing tiles again.
This is great.
To test some additional backup layers. We also have, I don't know if we can still quite see them in this view, but you may have noticed we had some kind of silvery looking tiles on Starship
they changed
as well.
Yeah,
and those
silvery looking ones.
Pretty much standard tiles, but they were wrapped in aluminum, and it was
right.
a pretty
it's wrapped in alfoil. No worries.
Straightforward one where aluminum starts to melt at roughly the same temperature where steel starts to lose its strength, not necessarily melt. And so if we see stuff
why does
melting,
everyone go, whoa? Did I miss something?
We know what our steel is going to be exposed to, but
check out up. Oh, look, yeah. Look, extra sparky.
On transonic and everything, just about 3
minutes.
Look
at that, it's coming through the gap. Will that last? It's not looking good.
We have coverage of all 4
It's not looking good.
You can see,
we have some metal vaporization happening.
A glimpse of the vehicle before liftoff. There are 2 flaps at the forward end and 2 flaps at the aft end. The larger camera view that is there
Stay on
target.
target.
Your screen,
Stay on target.
one of the aft end or the bottom end flaps.
But the other one was burnt through like 10 Ks above where we are now. So this one's doing way better, as predicted.
Once again, Starship now at T plus 1 hour and 9 seconds into its flight today, re-entering.
Was it an hour into the flight last time?
Currently about 45 kilometers above the surface of the Earth, now 44.
Minor discombobulation.
We are targeting a soft splashdown in the Indian Ocean, about northwest-ish of Australia, and we are attempting to, as we did on Flight 4, make a perform a flip maneuver as well as
Starship is at maximum entry dynamic pressure, remains on a good trajectory.
Good trajectory,
so
maximum dynamic pressure.
There. Like Dan said earlier, this is basically Max Q Part 2.
Whoa!
So this is the greatest amount of
sparks
of aerodynamic loads that the vehicle will experience during its flight. So coming back through the Earth's
just like these little bursts.
It was above the Earth's atmosphere in space where there was no friction. We can obviously see heat.
Unbelievable the heat you build up coming back into the atmosphere.
The atmosphere is actually helping to slow the vehicle down.
Still, we just get bendy.
In the bottom right-hand side, right-hand corner of your screen, you can see that speed decelerating rapidly.
Yeah, it's getting slower and slower.
Now the
5,000 Ks an hour.
The ship helped steer the vehicle, and one of the main objectives for the ship today is to demonstrate controlled re-entry during this phase of flight, this re-entry phase.
We're still getting the feed, right? There's still something there.
We have 6 engines on ship, but we only need 3 of them, the 3 sea-level engines.
So why are we, it's just a bandwidth problem through Starlink, is it? What's going on there?
To touching down for splashdown. We'll do that flip maneuver, ignite those engines, slow the vehicle down immediately.
Yeah, it's just dark. Has it gone into a...
Have a what we call
sun
a soft splash.
Vanished? There's no sunlight? Yeah, it's just vanished?
In the water.
Looks like it does.
It's probably going to feel a little bit harder on the top of the surface
Well,
of the
yeah,
water,
if they're entering the west coast of Australia, yes.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, we hope to have some more views, even of that phase of the flight. So fingers crossed that we can we can bring those to you. We are hoping to splash down softer than we did last time on Flight 4. Right now, Starship.
Yes, it is night in Australia. Yes, it is. They're off the West Australian coast, so yeah, it's not surprising, I guess. They just hit that Terminator.
There that tells us that the vehicle is traveling twice the speed of sound. So we will then, the next call out that we'll hear is that it is, traveling about the speed of sound. And then we will hear a call out that that will be the call out that it is transonic. And then we will hear another call out saying that it is subsonic, meaning going slower than the speed of sound.
Starship is transonic.
There it is. So at this point in time, we say transonic because certain parts of the vehicle, like the flap that you see,
no, it's not going to reach Borka Mills.
Might be experiencing airflow.
Be a tad off, 6,000 kilometers off.
While other parts of the ship may be experiencing airflow.
Starship is in the subsonic belly flop.
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
so
it's flipped.
The entire vehicle is traveling slower than the speed of sound, so subsonic.
Yep, subsonic now.
At Mission Control Hawthorne, also getting excited.
It's going to do it. It's going to do it.
A water landing. We are going to reignite the 3 engines to perform.
The odds of the engines not reigniting are
about a minute and a half.
You've got to be 95% confident from here.
The landing flip.
Yeah, the crowd's getting excited here as we get closer and closer to splashdown.
It's going to be amazing if they accomplish every goal, because that, we haven't heard the official response from the catch, but damn, that looked perfect.
Currently having a view of one of the flaps, and it is a little bit dark on your screen, but hopefully we'll get some good views of the ship as it makes that flip maneuver and touchdown for splashdown.
Yeah.
Blue Origin's on hold, is it?
We saw that speed drop like a rock. So we're doing a belly flip right now, or a belly flop right now. That's what's kind of
yeah. It's now 12:32.
That's
that they're going to stop the live stream.
Comes back, so
that's like
bled off pretty much all of the speed we're going.
They say they're going to stop the live stream in 2 minutes.
Starship is at
4 kilometers. Here we go. Here we go.
Five to go. Coming up soon. Landing burn.
Here we go. 3 kilometers. 370 k's an hour. Confidence is high. I repeat, confidence is high.
Starship is on target. Approaching landing burn startup.
Here we go. They're about to reignite.
So keep an eye on the bottom right-hand side of your screen as well. That will be the indicator when the Raptor engines ignite, if we are unable to see that illumination ourselves.
0 kilometers.
Landing burn startup.
There we go. They're igniting. They're not getting the proper telemetry. Speed. It's going down. It's going down. They've got landing burn. There it is. You can see the water. You can see the water. Will we get another good view of the water?
Starship has landed.
It's landed. There you go. Oh no, you still see it.
Safe to say, we have a ship in the water.
Touchdown!
Oh, there's it from the butt. It just blew up.
What an incredible end to
Is it supposed to do that? We didn't have a live feed last time.
From the we had out at the landing zone.
I assume that's unmanned.
An incredible view.
Wow.
Ship landing just about on target as they were calling out.
Bang on target. Well done. Well done.
That was amazing. And we were not intending to recover any of the ship's hardware.
Yep,
so that
complete
was
success.
the best ending that we could have hoped for.
Incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yep. Yeah, I do believe that's an unmanned. I think that's an unmanned ship.
I don't think we're going to be able to get a ton of extra.
Maybe it's a remote
shield,
control.
Whoa!
Whoa.
We hit the target.
And it's just floating there, right?
I mean, we hit the target because we had these buoys placed in a pretty specific spot. So, wow.
It's incredible. They even had the camera pointing in the right direction. They knew exactly where it was. Bang on. It was bang on target. Because they had, what, a couple hundred meters away or something?
Today, with that launch, we were able to lift off towards the end of our window.
They did it.
Congratulations,
SpaceX. That's incredible. That's incredible.
Successful hot stage.
Yep.
Booster came back. We watched it come down right behind us. Watched it get caught.
Wow. Yeah, they deserve to be.
I'm really happy we had Coast for a bit.
Yep, they deserve the pat on the back. That's amazing. Well done.
Major step on the way to rapid reusability.
Nerd alert.
And Ship just gave us one heck of a show, making it through a controlled re-entry this time. Flaps intact, made it down to the water.
100% success.
Hey,
catch
Starships were meant to fly,
or landing
sure as hell
on the
today,
super heavy booster and Starship. Where's there's Elon. Yeah, that's the first time we've seen him.
They were meant to fly, and they were also meant to be caught by Mechazilla.
Yeah.
He's obviously tweeting, is he? Is Elon tweeting? Tweeting photos?
And to everyone who supported the Starship program. And thank you to all of our future customers for your support.
That's amazing.
And we'll also like to thank the people of Cameron County, Texas, as well as
thank you, ladies, for your commentary.
The Federal Aviation Administration, the Government of Mexico, and the Australian Space Agency.
Now be sure to follow SpaceX on X for more updates on today's test flight and, of course, for future Starship news. Today was amazing, but the SpaceX action isn't over yet. Soon, Falcon Heavy will launch NASA's.
Does anyone know how deep it is where it landed?
Returning Dragon back to Earth with NASA's Crew 8 astronauts.
Australian media. Elon killed a fish.
Team. What an amazing launch and an even cooler catch.
Yes, we do have an Australian Space Agency. It's not a joke.
With an awesome recap of what has been the most epic.
And they actually do more than I thought. They do a lot more than I thought. So, look. Here it is again. Look at this. Did we see this? Look at that. Yeah, you can see those little 4 spigots there. Wow, there was not much gap. Those arms were really close. No way. Look at that. That's another view. Wow. Look, they're showing all the views now. Yeah, I thought it was coming in and then it, see, and it can hover. The Falcon 9 cannot do the hover. I don't think we saw this one before, did we? Oh, yes, we did. This is where I thought it was going to hit, but it didn't. It was just the camera angle. Look at that. Unbelievable. Mechazilla. Mechazilla doing a moonwalk. Well done. Yes. Well done, SpaceX. There you go. That's incredible. Yep, but I called it. I did call it at the start. I was like 80% confident. I thought that it would actually land on that or catch it. Sure enough. All right, let's go to Blue Origin, shall we? What is cringe? The little moonwalking Mechazilla is not cringe. That's cool. That 0.5 centimeter might be right. Yeah, I agree, Ian. Yeah, there was not much gap between. I didn't notice that the first time how little gap there was between the freaking rocket, the booster, and the arms. Because those little knobbly things that landed on, that caught, that, hold all the weight, they don't protrude out very far. But, just nailed it. Yeah. Dave is sleeping on the couch tonight if he stays for Blue Origin. No, she's already asleep. I just sneak in. She'll wake up, she'll groan at me. And, yep. But she knows that, I'm going to be... she didn't know I was staying past... I said, probably past midnight. No, I didn't. Yeah. Blue Origin is starting at 12:32 a.m. It is now 12:37 a.m. So, Blue Origin have not started. Does anyone have an update? You think the holders are half a meter away from the booster? Yeah, it's very close. It's sub-meter. So it looks like it's sub-meter because the diameter of the booster is 9 meters. So, it's got to be sub-meter. Thank you. New Shepard is on hold as we continue working through our countdown procedures today. We'll provide an update when we have a new T0. Oh, okay. So it could be, right. Yeah. Change the stream title. No, I'm tempted to actually call it quits and not live stream the Blue Origin. Because what I want to do, like I did last time, see ya, Tutu, is what I did last time is just after the thing. I haven't seen that shot before. Yeah, I got the edit. I pulled the full video down, and I did a fast edit, and I uploaded just my reaction of the launch and the landing. So yeah, if I do that now, I can get that done in 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And then I can upload that to the second channel, just so I'm first. If anyone's searching for the replay of the footage, the reaction footage, I think that's important I didn't get that many views last time. Got like 10,000 views or something, but you know, it is nice to have the content out there quickly. It might be a scrub, says username. Good idea. SpaceX won the day. Only potential for failure. They probably called it off. This was not a bad stream. Thank you very much. I was aiming for not a bad stream. No worries. Thanks, Benjamin. Thunderbirds, I go. We get Dave reaction porn. Yes. Thanks, Kerry. Yeah, I think I might, if Blue Origin, like if they were going live now, but they're not. I'm refreshing the page now, and it still says we're going live, and that was 8 minutes ago. And somebody mentioned that they don't have a new T0 time. So if they don't have a new T0 time, the odds of it being scrubbed are quite reasonable. So yeah, I think I'll go edit rather. Otherwise, I'll be back home at 2:30, 3 a.m., something like that. So yeah, I'm going to have to call it. Sorry, people, no Blue Origin launch. So thank you everyone for joining me. That was absolutely incredible. All the naysayers are going to have to eat humble pie on this one. So I was reasonably confident. Once I thought about it, I was not originally confident that they could actually catch that sucker, but once I thought about it, and yeah, I came to the conclusion that they obviously did, that yeah, this is actually probably easier than landing on legs. Technically, as long as you've got the positional accuracy and you've got the ability to hover, it's technically easier than landing on legs. Because you know the weight just, as long as it's all about positional accuracy, that's it. If you nail that, and they knew they nailed that last time, so they were very confident they could nail that again. And once you nail that, then it's easier than landing on the legs, and you got the big wobble and it's actually easier to catch it via the top or land on the top, balls on the top. It's great. It's great. So yep, incredible engineering, incredible feat by SpaceX to catch the world's biggest rocket. Unbelievable. Well, now it's completely believable. And now there's an awesome, as I said, I reckon people are going to be falling over themselves trying to hire the super heavy booster to get stuff up to orbit, like really big stuff. Imagine the missions you could do. Imagine the probes and the space satellite, space telescopes, and all the other things that you could do with a 9 meter wide, fairing on the thing. It's just incredible. So yeah, and a few presumably they can get like a couple 100 tons up to various orbits, maybe to the moon. I don't know. Does anyone know? In fact, yeah, leave it in maybe in the comments, the final comments of the video. Does anyone know how much the booster Super Heavy booster could get to the moon just on its own. Not with Starship, just with some other, you know, empty thing with payload on it. I don't know. A couple hundred tons maybe? Anyway. Oh, no, because you need the extra boost to get you to the, you know, translunar injection burn. That's right. Forget I said that. You need to have Starship there. And Starship apparently needs 10 refueling flights to get before it can take one trip to the moon. So, yep. Yeah, a new bar for space flight has been set. I agree, William. It's incredible. Absolutely incredible. Anyway, all right. Thanks, guys. I'm going to go quickly edit this video to do a reaction thing, and I'll upload to the second channel. Catch you next time.